Family Immortal Cultivation. Starting as a spiritual farmer, this video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 801, Jin Family Golden Elixir Banquet. At this time, a communication talisman floated from the outside world to Chu's Hongshan's side. Seeing this, Chu's Hongshan and Chu Baiyun all changed their expressions and stared at the talisman. As early as 100 or 200 years ago, Chu's Hongshan, the fake elixir master, handed over the affairs of the Chu family to a great elder of the Chu family who had completed the foundation building, and the great elder was in charge. It was for this reason that the great elder of the Chu family would not disturb Chu's Hongshan unless it was necessary. And if the great elder of the family disturbed Bai's Hongshan, it would be a big deal. Chu's Hongshan's face also raised a bit of solemnity, and he prayed in his heart that it must not be a bad thing. He also took the communication talisman in his hand and carefully read the small words written on it. The solemnity on his face continued to increase, and even a hint of surprise appeared. Seeing this, the golden elixir seed Chu Baiyun on the side was extremely worried, and he also asked, "What is the content of the communication talisman of the ancestor?" Chu's Hongshan, the fake pill master, took a deep breath and spoke. The Feng Ying Peng, the guardian spirit beast of the Jin family of Guiling Island, a foundation building force affiliated to our clan, has entered the golden elixir stage. And, the Jin family will hold the golden elixir banquet for the Feng Ying Peng in half a month. Chu Baiyun's face was suddenly filled with surprise when he heard this, and he also exclaimed, "But is it the Jin family that Bai Jin's daughter Mingyue married into?" Chu's Hongshan said in a deep voice, "Yes, it is that Jin family." Chu Baiyun was even more shocked when he heard the confirmation. In the early years, when his niece Chu Mingyue married Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, he went to Guiling Island to attend the wedding. Therefore, he had heard a thing or two about the Jin family. It is said that although the Jin family had a legacy in the past, this family was secretly destroyed by the other foundation building forces of Guiling Island 100 years ago, and the foundation of this family had long been plundered. Decades ago, the ability of this clan to rebuild and even annex Guiling Island was closely related to the master Ling Pengyun, worshipped by the head of the Jin family. Even the clan's guardian spirit beast Feng Ying Peng was the spirit beast of Ling Pengyun. I didn't expect that Dapan, a vicious beast, could condense the golden elixir and enter the golden elixir realm. Chu Baiyun couldn't help but feel a little more frustrated. At this time, Chu's Hongshan also said in a deep voice, "In the past few decades, our clan has been suppressed by our enemies, the Yanshan Bai family and the Jinlin Wang family. This is the time when our clan is the weakest. Although the Jin family of Guiling Island is a subsidiary force of our clan, it now has a real giant and demon king in charge, and its strength has greatly increased. With the giant and demon king alone, the Jin family's strength is not weaker than our clan. The Guiling Island occupied by the Jin family does not have a third-level spiritual vein, and the few second-level spiritual veins on Guiling Island are not enough for the Demon King to practice. Our upper sect, the Mu'in Immortal sect, has no war now, and it is difficult for the Jin family to earn military merits in exchange for a third-level spiritual land. Under such circumstances, I am afraid that the Jin family will point their spearhead at our clan. At such a critical juncture, it is not a good thing for the family to have one more enemy. It is not easy for me to leave the family, and the rest of the family is not important enough to represent me to meet the Demon King. Only you, the giant and seed of our clan, have some weight. Half a month later, you will represent our clan and go to Guiling Island to participate in the Golden Elixir Banquet of the Jin family's Demon King and inquire about the Jin family's opinion." Chu Baiyun's expression condensed, and he nodded slightly, and then agreed to this matter. Half a month passed in a flash. Soon, it was the day of the Jin family's Golden Elixir Banquet on Guiling Island. Countless cultivators who heard the news that the Jin family had given birth to Golden Elixir Demon King also came to the Jin family on this day to ask for a glass of wedding wine, and also wanted to see the appearance of the Jin family's Golden Elixir Demon King. There are very few Golden Elixir spirit beasts that can be tamed by cultivators, even in the largest Mu'in Sea under the command of the Mu'in Immortal sect. There are only a few of them. Of course, this does not include the giant Yuanying level monster of the Mu'in Immortal sect. Therefore, Golden Elixir level spirit beasts are actually extremely rare. Under this circumstance, the banquet with thousands of tables under Guiling Island was full of people. As a result, the Jin family also received a large number of gifts. The most valuable gift was sent by the Shanhaikyu family, the superior force of the Jin family. The Shanhaikyu family sent 3 third-level inferior Juyin pills, which were worth 9,000 spirit stones. In the past, Guiling Island was neutral and directly under the Muing Immortal sect. It handed over a portion of spirit stones to the Muing Immortal sect every year. If Guiling Island was besieged by the sea monsters, or scattered cultivators, or demon cultivators, the Muing Immortal sect would quickly send cultivators to protect it. As for the fighting between the major forces in the territory, the Muing Immortal sect would not care. Although it seems good, it also has disadvantages. In addition to safety, the Muing Immortal sect will not provide convenience for various trade channels. This is also the reason why the Jin family was willing to worship the Shanhaikyu family in the early years and become a subsidiary force of the neighboring Shanhaikyu family. The Jin family has also earned a lot of profits in recent years because of the trade channels of the Shanhaikyu family. However, the Jin family of Guiling Island has been handing over spirit stones to the Muing Immortal sect. After all, the Muing Immortal sect is still impeccable in protecting the safety of its forces. In addition, the other 2 Jindan forces near the Jin family, the Jinlin Wang family and the Yanshanbai family, also sent valuable gifts, the value of which would not be less than 5,000 spiritual stones. The Muing Immortal sect did send a Jindan to give a gift, but it was only 1,000 spiritual stones, just for the sake of courtesy. However, the Jin family, the host of this banquet, was not negligent. The patriarch of the Jin family personally received the Muing Immortal sect, as well as the 4 forces of the Jiu family, the Wang family, and the Bai family. The gifts sent by the other forces were all quite standard, with a value of only a few hundred spiritual stones at most. But even so, the Jin family made a lot of money. At the same time, deep in the banquet, in the reception hall, a sturdy middle-aged cultivator wearing a yellow robe and carrying a trace of earth fire on his body saw that the Jiu family's guests this time were only Chu Baiyun, the Jiu family's Jindan seed, and several foundation-building cultivators. He immediately sneered. I thought that old fellow Chu's Hongshan would come, but he was still the same old turtle as before. He didn't even dare to leave his clan mountain, but only sent a group of foundation-building juniors to attend this wedding banquet. He really has the nerve to do so. After all, the Jin family is also a subordinate force of your Jiu family. Now, a golden elixir demon king has been born in the Jin family. You Chu family are not doing this because you have any objections to the Jin family, right? Chu Baiyun and the other foundation-building cultivators of the Jiu family all turned pale when they heard this. However, when they saw that the person who spoke was the head of the Golden Scale Wang family, Wang Yongquan, they did not dare to refute, but just lowered their heads and endured silently. That Wang Yongquan was a strong man at the peak of the early stage of the Golden Elixir, a real person who condensed the Golden Elixir, and they were not the foundation-building cultivators who could provoke them. Moreover, even the Wang family, a Golden Elixir force that had little to do with the Jin family, sent Golden Elixir cultivators to come, while the Jiu family Golden Elixir cultivators, who were the superior forces of the Jin family, did not show up. This was indeed a bit inappropriate. The host Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, saw that the atmosphere was not right, and he also spoke to ease the atmosphere. The Chu's Hongshan of the Jiu family has a short lifespan. It is normal for our Jiu family to have good things today. The gift sent by the Jiu family this time is not small. The Jin family appreciates the Jiu family's kindness. The leader of the Jiu family, Chu Baiyun, heard this, and his face became better. He also cast a thankful look at Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, and explained. It's good that Patriarch Jin can understand. This matter is indeed the fault of our Jiu family. In the future, as long as the noble monks come to our Jiu family's land, our clan will treat them with courtesy. Ha ha ha, no problem, no problem. Jin Feng said with a smile, and arranged for Chu Baiyun and other people of the Jiu family to sit down in the reception hall. The head of the Golden Scale Wang family, Wang Yongquan, who had just spoken, saw Jin Feng's words and just glanced coldly at Chu Baiyun and other people of the Jiu family. He did not provoke the Jiu family again and sat quietly. Beside his seat, there were several young female cultivators of the Wang family who were building their foundation. On the other side, the head of the Yanshanbai family, Bai Qinglang, who had not spoken, was sitting in silence. He came alone this time and did not bring anyone else. The giant from the Muing immortal sect was playing with a string of Buddhist beads like a person from another world. At this time, Wang Yongquan, the head of the Jinlin Wang family, spoke again. Chief Jin, I wonder what you think of the marriage I proposed just now. Before Jin Feng went to receive the guests from the Zhu family, Wang Yongquan expressed his intention to marry Jin Feng, but at that time, the Zhu family arrived and Jin Feng, the host, had to go and greet them, so Jin Feng did not answer the question of marriage. The female cultivators of the Wang family who were building their foundation that Wang Yongquan brought this time were the female cultivators he planned to marry into the Jin family this time. Upon hearing this, Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, smiled a little and spoke. It is natural for our clan to be able to marry with nobles, but the female cultivators that the senior brought this time all have foundation building cultivation, and they are all outstanding women. Our Jin family is weak, and there are no suitable male cultivators who can match those female cultivators. Wang Yongquan had already made a statement, and he followed suit. These female cultivators of our clan are all open-minded people. Unlike ordinary female cultivators, they do not value the cultivation of their Taoist partners. The female cultivators of our clan have always valued friendship. As long as the male cultivators of the nobles treat the female cultivators of our clan well, it will be fine. Jin Feng heard this, although he still had a smile on his face, but he felt a little embarrassed in his heart. It is extremely rare for a female cultivator of foundation building to marry a cultivator of key training. Without thinking too much, Jin Feng knew that the Wang family was planning to win over the Jin family. But at this moment, a voice appeared in his sea of consciousness. Agree to this person's marriage. Jin Feng's expression moved slightly, and he also spoke out. Then I will let the young people of our clan get along with these noble female cultivators. As long as the noble female cultivators are willing, I will approve of the marriage between our two clans. Very good. Wang Yongquan laughed twice. However, Chu Baiyun and the others' faces darkened again. For a moment, they were a little confused about what Jin Feng was going to do. You know, the Jin family had already been married to their Chu family, and many cultivators intermarried. The Chu family and the Jinlin Wang family were enemies. Under such circumstances, the Jin family's marriage with the Wang family at this time was not a good thing for their Chu family. Chapter 802, The Cleverness of a Three-Party Marriage. But at this time, Wang Yongquan, the head of the Wang family, was staring at them intently, so Chu Baiyun and several other Chu family foundation builders dared not speak out. And the original subordinate of their Chu family, Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, would agree to the marriage, so they did not dare to scold Jin Feng for doing so, lest they anger Jin Feng. This also made Chu Baiyun and several Chu family foundation builders have to continue to lower their heads and sit quietly. However, the head of the Yanshanbai family, Bai Qinglang, who had been resting with his eyes closed, opened his eyes at this moment and spoke out. My Yanshanbai family is also willing to marry the nobles, and my female cultivators will arrive in a few days. He originally did not intend to marry with a Jin family. But who made a Wang family marry with a Jin family? It would be bad if the Jin family was won over by the Wang family because of this. Instead of doing so, he might as well get involved. Jin Feng accepted it all and agreed to this matter. This matter made Wang Yongquan, the head of the Wang family, who was originally happy about the marriage, frown slightly. Although the Wang family he belongs to has already formed an alliance with the Yanshanbai family to deal with the weakened Chu family. But once the Chu family's affairs are resolved, the relationship between the Wang family and the Bai family will inevitably return to normal. Under such circumstances, the Jin family's current actions have some special significance. If the Jin family only married his family, he would have a chance to win over the Jin family, but now the Jin family has agreed to the Yanshanbai family's marriage, and the Jin family was originally a relative of the Chu family. For a while, the Jin family was sandwiched between the three major forces of the Jinlin Wang family, the Yanshanbai family, and the Shanhai Chu family. In this way, Wang Yongquan, the head of the Wang family, probably understood Jin Feng's true intentions. The old giant of the Muing Xianzong, who had been playing with the Buddhist beads in his hand, also looked at Jin Feng in surprise at this time, and sighed in his heart. Interesting. The family just gave birth to the golden elixir, but instead of polishing it to cultivate wisdom, they accepted the marriage of the three major forces of the Jinlin Wang family, the Yanshanbai family, and the Shanhai Chu family, and cleverly turned this marriage into an ordinary matter. In the future, even if the Jin family takes action against any of the three forces that they don't deal with, they will have an excuse. I'm afraid that the Jin family has a big plan. I just don't know what the future will be like if the Jin family, which has a weak foundation, forcibly intervenes in it. And even if the Jin family has no other intentions, just based on this three-party marriage, this family can stay away and not intervene in it, but the probability is very small. At this time, it was noon. The head of the Jin family, Jin Feng, also said to the several foundation builders familiar with the Chu family and Chu Baiyun, the leader of the Chu family this time, who were chatting with him. Fellow Taoists of the Chu family, let's calculate the time. The guardian spirit beast of our clan should also show up. The banquet has begun. Would you like to follow me to see the grace of the guardian spirit beast of our clan? Chu Baiyun and several other foundation building masters of the Chu family who came here heard this and quickly responded. They followed Jin Feng to leave the reception hall. At this time, a crisp sound of a rock came from the Qingshi Mountain nearby. Then, a rock several feet in size, surrounded by breeze, with a slender body and covered with blue-black hair, flew out from the top of Qingshi Mountain with thousands of spirit birds, and landed above the banquet. The thousands of spirit birds also surrounded the rock, making it look like a king. At this moment, a huge golden elixir pressure burst out from the rock, sweeping all around, frightening the guests below and making them dare not speak. The big rock looked around at the tens of thousands of cultivators at the banquet below, and then looked at Wang Yongquan, the head of the Wang family, Bai Qinglang, the head of the Yanshan Bai family, and the Muin Xianzong Jinden, who had just walked out of the reception hall. It nodded to them, and then it retracted its gaze and spoke to the guests at the wedding banquet. I am very happy that you can come to my Jinden banquet. It's noon, and the banquet will begin. After saying that, this rock returned to the top of Qingshi Mountain with the spirit bird torrent. However, although this rock left, the scene of thousands of spirit birds still shocked the guests present. Some of the guests who saw it have even begun to discuss that the appearance of the Jin family's Jinden realm guardian spirit beast Feng Yingpeng they just saw was a little strange. Why did this Feng Yingpeng's feathers turn black after entering the Jinden realm? This is very different from the ordinary Feng Yingpeng. The feathers of ordinary Feng Yingpeng are still green. Brother Li, do you know the reason? How should I know? You are asking in vain. At the same time, Wang Yongquan, the head of the Jinlin Wang family, Bai Qinglang, the head of the Yanshan Bai family, the Muin Xianzong Jinden, and Chu Baiyun, a pseudo-Dan realm cultivator, all showed surprise on their faces. They either entered the Jinden realm or were in the pseudo-Dan realm, just one step away from the Jinden realm. They also used their spiritual sense to subtly perceive that the Jin family's Feng Yingpeng, who had entered the Jinden realm, had a very strong aura, which did not look like it had just entered the Jinden realm. And in terms of the strength of the aura, the Feng Yingpeng's aura was no weaker than that of ordinary Jinden second-level monsters. Previously, their hearts that underestimated the Jin family's guardian spirit beast also dissipated into smoke, and instead, a trace of fear appeared. No wonder, the head of the Jin family just now dared to marry with three forces and took the initiative to be sandwiched between the three forces. In the future, the dispute caused by the declining Chu family will become more and more interesting. The Jinden of the Muing Immortal sect muttered to himself with interest. Their eyes also looked at the Jin family's head Jin Feng, who was leading the way beside them. And Jin Feng was not afraid of the gazes of these Jinden cultivators and pseudo-Dan realm cultivators. He was still neither humble nor arrogant, and said, I'm sorry, everyone. The Jinden realm guardian spirit beast Feng Yingpeng of our clan has a cold temperament and doesn't like to be in a crowded place. I hope you can understand that the guardian spirit beast of our clan will not accompany you. The Jinden of the Muing Immortal sect said. This is a small matter. The spirit beast did not hesitate to kill the master. We all know about this except for the master. Let's go in and have a feast. This Jinden with a great background has spoken, so naturally the others will not say much. They followed Jin Feng to a wine table in the center of the banquet. At this time, the sharp-eyed Wang family's head Wang Yongquan Jinden's Henren, looked around and saw that there was no trace of the owner of the Jin family's Feng Yingpeng and the Jin family's supreme elder Ling Pengyun. He looked a little unhappy. Chief Jin, why are the noble supreme elder Ling Pengyun and his only son Ling Chengshi with extraordinary talent not here? The other cultivators at the same wine table also looked at Jin Feng with some unfriendly eyes. The Jin family's Ling Pengyun, who had entered the Jindan stage, was the spirit beast of the Jin family's supreme elder Ling Pengyun. It was particularly strange that his own spirit beast did not attend the Jindan banquet. If you say something in this situation, it will more or less mean that you look down on the guests. Jin Feng still smiled at this and just said, "You all know that my master was born as a casual cultivator. Before he met me, his original wish was to travel around the world. Over the years, my master helped me rebuild my Jin family because of our friendship. Now that my master is about to die, he plans to go out for some fun. My junior brother Qingshi is worried about my master, so he followed him." Wang Yongquan and the other cultivators at the table did not believe this. They were also a little dissatisfied with Ling Pengyun and his son, the leader of the Feng Yingpeng of the Jin family. The main purpose of their coming here this time was to come to Ling Pengyun, the leader of the Feng Yingpeng. The marriage with the Jin family was also to get close to Ling Pengyun. But who would have thought that they didn't even see Ling Pengyun? Although they were dissatisfied, in order to win over the Feng Yingpeng behind Ling Pengyun, they did not say much about it, but their faces were very dark and they stopped talking. The Jinan of Muing Immortal sect could see clearly, and guessed in his heart. Ling Pengyun and his son haven't arrived yet. I'm afraid they don't want to get entangled with the people of the three families. At the same time, on the top of Qingshi Mountain, in front of a small table, Ling Pengyun and his son, who Wang Yongquan and others were thinking about, and Ling Pengyun's Taoist partner Liu, were chatting and laughing with Ling Pengyun. The Feng Yingpeng, who was arrogant outside the mountain before, now docilely crawled at Ling Pengyun's feet, without the power of the Jindan Demon King. Chapter 803 Shanheikyu family offers huge profits. Guiling Island. The night of the first day of the Golden Elixir banquet. Under the mountain of Guiling Island, deep in a group of attics built by the host Jin family for the banquet guests to live in. Qiu Baiyun, the leader of the guests from the Golden Elixir Shanheikyu family, followed the small paths, turned left and right, and stopped outside an elegant and quiet attic. He also knocked on the attic door, and after waiting for a while, the attic door was opened, and Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, walked out. "Fellow Taoist Qiu, what's the matter with you coming here at night?" Qiu Baiyun nodded lightly and looked around. Seeing this, Jin Feng also welcomed Qiu Baiyun into the attic hall and sat together at a tea table. "Chief Jin, I believe you have guessed the purpose of my visit this time, so I will make it short. I wonder if the nobles will still plan to stay on Guiling Island in the future, or have other plans to move out and find other treasures." Jin Feng's expression changed slightly and he spoke. "I won't hide it from you, fellow Taoist. Guiling Island doesn't have a third-order spiritual vein. The second-order spiritual vein on the island is simply not enough to supply the cultivation of our clan's guardian spiritual beast ancestor. There are not many resources on the island, and it is difficult to expand our clan as soon as possible. My Jin family does not plan to stay on Guiling Island for long." Qiu Baiyun's face darkened when he heard this. He didn't say anything more, just nodded, and said goodbye and left. Jin Feng stood outside the door of the attic, looking at Qiu Baiyun's departing back, with a little more light in his eyes. The news has been revealed. It depends on how the Qiu family chooses. Not far away, in another attic, in a quiet room, Wang Yongquan, the head of the Golden Scale Wang family, had a yellow light flashing in his eyes at this time. He was looking at the attic where Jin Feng was across the wall. He also saw what Jin Feng and Qiu Baiyun said just now. From what clan leader Jin said, the Jin family had previously formed an alliance with our clan and the Bai family of Yanshan. I'm afraid it's not that they want to use the marriage relationship to avoid the disputes between our clans, but that they want to make the marriage relationship commonplace, and intervene in the disputes between our clan, the Bai family of Yanshan, and the Qiu family of Shanhei under the pretext of helping the in-laws to quell the civil strife. Among the three forces, the Qiu family is the easiest to deal with. Having read this, he also stood up, left the attic where he was, and went to find Jin Feng. After chatting for half an incense stick of time, he left. And then, the head of the Bai family of Yanshan, Bai Qinglang, also went to find Jin Feng. This night, Jin Feng was so busy that he had no time to practice. Qiu Baiyun, the first golden elixir seed of the Qiu family who met Jin Feng first, left Jin Feng's residence and took advantage of the night to leave Guiling Island and return to the Qiu family's territory. However, after half a month, Qiu Baiyun came again. At this time, the Golden Pill banquet had already ended, and Guiling Island had returned to peace. He also easily found Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family. Fellow Taoist Chu, why did you leave without saying goodbye to our clan's guardian beast Golden Pale Banquet? You left without even saying hello. This is too disrespectful. Jin Feng joked in a joking tone. Chu Baiyun smiled bitterly. That night, he went to find Jin Feng. He was in the Pseudo-Dan realm, so how could he not notice that someone was watching the conversation between him and Jin Feng? If he had said that he planned to leave Guiling Island at that time, I'm afraid he would have found it difficult to leave Guiling Island. After all, the enemies of the light, the Jinlin Wang family and the Yanshanbai family, who had been taking advantage of the Chu family's weakness and invading the Chu family's territory over the years, also came to Guiling Island to attend the Golden Pale Banquet. Some urgent matters have occurred in my clan, and I need to go and deal with them. I am really sorry. I heard that clan leader Jin is a sword cultivator who practices the sword art, and the magic weapon he uses is also a flying sword. I just happen to have a piece of quasi third level Qinggang iron that is about to enter the third level realm. This thing is considered as a gift of apology. Chu Baiyun took out a piece of green spiritual iron from the storage bag and said to Jin Feng with an apologetic look. Jin Feng looked at the green spiritual iron, and his eyes could not help but flash with a light. Qinggang iron is a good material for refining flying swords, and if a piece of quasi third level Qinggang iron is handed over to a sophisticated third level weapon refiner, it can be used to refine the prototype of a magic weapon. Even if it is not good, this thing can be used to refine a superior second level top grade flying sword magic weapon. And he only has one such magic weapon now, and it was obtained from Ling Pengyun. If he can get another flying sword magic weapon of this level, his strength can also be improved. As for his current cultivation level, which is in the middle stage of foundation building, his swordsmanship has reached the peak of the first level, and he is only one step away from the second level of swordsmanship. This level of swordsmanship also makes him have a combat power that is 20% to 30% higher than that of cultivators of the same level. He was not polite and reached out to take the piece of spiritual iron. Fellow Taoist Bai, you are really polite. Chu Baiyun said. It is useless for me to keep that thing. If it can help the leader of the Jin clan, it is also a good thing. By the way, has the noble elder Ling Pengyun returned? Jin Feng said. No, if you have anything, please come to me. Afterwards, when my master returns, I will tell him. Chu Baiyun looked at Jin Feng, hesitated for a moment, and then spoke. In that case, I'll say it straight. The noble's guardian spirit beast has entered the Jindan realm, so I think it also needs a piece of spiritual land. Our clan can give our clan's mountains, sea islands, and 70% of the more than 1,000 spiritual veins within our clan's territory to the noble. But the noble must agree to one condition of our clan. After our clan leader Bai Hongshan, who is in the false elixir realm, has exhausted his lifespan and passed away, you must protect our clan for 1,000 years. In addition, if our clan has a suitable Jindan seedling in the future and has enough resources to assist the Jindan seedling to break through, the noble must help us and help our clan deter the villains. In addition, if our clan can give birth to a Jindan cultivator, I hope that the noble can help our clan get a third-level spiritual land in the future as a place for our clan to live. As for the mountains, sea islands and other lands of our clan now, as long as they are in the hands of the noble, our clan will not move a single bit. As long as the noble agrees, our clan can move away from the mountains, sea islands and other lands with third-level spiritual veins. Jin Feng heard this and showed a look of surprise on his face. He took a deep breath and suppressed his surprise after a long while. He originally thought that Chu Baiyun's arrival this time was the same as the Yanshanbai family and the Jinlin Wang family during the Golden Pale Banquet. They came to win over their own forces to form an alliance, so as to use their own power to resist the invasion of the Chu family's enemies, the Jinlin Wang family and the Yanshanbai family. During the Golden Pale Banquet, the Yanshanbai family and the Jinlin Wang family won over the Jin family, naturally in order to destroy the weakened Chu family. The rewards offered by the two families were not as generous as the previous rewards from the Chu family. They only agreed that after destroying the Chu family together, the Jin family could get 50% of the low-level spiritual veins of the small mountain sea area under the Chu family. As for the mountain and island of the Chu family with the third-level spiritual veins, the Jin family could not get it. Under such circumstances, the conditions offered by the Chu family this time were very good. However, the matter of protecting the Chu family for 1,000 years was too important and not something he could decide. After all, the reason the Jiu family was willing to give up such benefits was not because of him, a mid-stage foundation-building cultivator, but because of the Golden Core Realm Guardian Spirit Beast Feng Yingpeng behind him. And Feng Yingpeng was not his spirit beast. For this reason, he also said, "Fellow Taoist Jiu, wait a moment, I will go find the ancestor of our clan, Feng Yingpeng, you can talk to him in detail." After saying that, he walked out of the reception hall at the foot of Guiling Mountain and went up to Guiling Mountain. Chapter 804, Fire Glory Master Rents Spiritual Veins. After a while, a sound of breaking through the air was heard, and a sound of falling was heard from outside the reception hall. Qiu Baiyun, who was in the reception hall, was attracted by the unusual movement. When he left the reception hall, he saw Feng Yingpeng, the one who had entered the golden elixir realm of the Jin family. It was the first time for him to get so close to Feng Yingpeng, and he also felt Feng Yingpeng's huge golden elixir aura more directly. In terms of the aura alone, it is probably far more than that of the ancestor Jiu Hongshan. I am afraid that even when Jiu Hongshan is victorious, he is not the opponent of this Peng. Under such circumstances, he did not dare to be arrogant, and hurriedly bowed to Feng Yingpeng. "Ancestor Feng Ying, I am Qiu Baiyun, the 10th elder of the Shanhai Jiu family." Feng Yingpeng nodded lightly and spoke in a human voice. The spiritual vein you just mentioned is good, but I need to protect your clan for 1,000 years, which is too long. I don't have the energy. 500 years at most. If you can make the decision and agree, I will agree to this deal." Qiu Baiyun heard this, but he was not bothered by Feng Yingpeng's reduced protection time for his family. Instead, he looked happy. "You know, according to the previous plan of Jiu Hongshan, the ancestor of the Jiu family in the false pill realm, he was going to give the Jiu family's spiritual vein to his friend, who is also a third-level alchemist in the false pill realm, in a few years, so that he could protect the Jiu family for 300 years and see if he could help the Jiu family cultivate a golden pill or false pill cultivator in the future. At the same time, this was also the bottom line of Jiu Hongshan, the ancestor of the Jiu family, for the Jin family. Just now, Qiu Baiyun opened his mouth so high in order to bargain with the Jin family. At this time, the Feng Yingpeng demon king he was trading with was not only nearly twice as strong as the third-level alchemist in the false pill realm, but also could protect the Jiu family for 200 years longer. This condition was extremely favorable. As for the Jiu family's plan to find a way out in advance, it was because the Jiu family heard that another Jinden Grand Elder Bai Zhonghua of the Yanshan Bai family, one of the two enemy families, had already entered the third level of Jinden. There are two Jinden real people in the Bai family, one of whom is Bai Qinglang, the head of the Bai family who came to Guiling Island to attend the Jinden banquet. This person's cultivation is at the peak of the early stage of Jinden. That Bai Zhonghua is the middle generation of the Bai family. It is said that this person has condensed to middle-level Jinden. More importantly, this person's cultivation speed is extremely fast. It has only been nearly 100 years since he entered the Jinden realm, and he has cultivated to the third level of Jinden. According to the speculation of Jiu Hongshan, the fake Dan ancestor of the Jiu family, Bai Zhonghua has a great chance to enter the late stage of Jinden in the future, and the middle stage of Jinden is a foregone conclusion. Moreover, the Yanshan Bai family is not just Bai Zhonghua, but also the head of the Bai family, Bai Qinglang, who is only over 300 years old and has a cultivation level as high as the peak of the early stage of Jinden. This person also has a great chance of entering the middle stage of Jinden. The prosperous Yanshan Bai family, even if the Jiu family follows the original plan and gives the clan land to the fake elixir ancestor of the Jiu family, the fake elixir realm third-level alchemist friend, in exchange for protection, I am afraid that it will not be able to escape the clutches of the Bai family. Even the fake elixir realm third-level alchemist is afraid that he will not be able to escape death. What's more, the Jin family, which has a golden elixir demon king sitting in the seat, also has some intention to join the game. In desperation, the fake elixir ancestor of the Shanhai Jiu family, Bai Zhongshan, can't wait for a few years, and the golden elixir seedling Qiu Baiyun will try to break through the golden elixir again. Catch it, so he can only resort to this last resort, reluctantly planning to release the benefits as soon as possible and tie the Jin family to himself. At this moment, Qiu Baiyun also agreed to Feng Yingpeng's proposal without any hesitation. The two parties also discussed that after a month, the third-level spiritual island Shanhai Island in the border area of the hills and seas between the two sides, and 70% of the more than 1,500 spiritual veins in it. Afterwards, Feng Yingpeng was in a good mood and personally saw Chu Dian off to the Chu family. It was only 3 days after the Chu family monks moved away from the mountain island of the family, the Jinlin Wang family and the Anshanbai family Jinden monks who had been spying on the vast mountain and sea area of the Chu family for a long time also discovered this unusual movement. In addition, 3 days ago, they found that Feng Yingpeng, who had just entered the Jinden realm of the Jin family, appeared in the Chu family area, and they probably guessed the reason. They also went out together and rushed to the mountain island of the Chu family, besieged the Chu family monks, and wanted to take advantage of the time when all the Chu family monks left the mountain island protected by the third-level middle-grade formation to kill most of the Chu family monks, plus the old turtle Chu family fake Dan monk Chu's Hongshan. What they didn't expect was that the Feng Yingpeng of the Jin family had been in the territory of the Chu family, and the strength of this Peng was far beyond their imagination. This Peng actually mastered a lower-level magical power and sacrificed 3 third-level magic weapons, 2 of which were lower-level third-level magic weapons, and 1 third-level middle-level magic weapon. With the help of these means, the Feng Yingpeng, who was only at the first level of Jinden, was even several times stronger than the average third-level Jinden cultivator. This Peng also worked together with Chu's Hongshan, the fake Dan cultivator of the Chu family, to repel the Jinden of the Jinlin Wang family, a fake Dan, and to Jinden of the Yanshanbai family. The Chu family also safely moved to the small sea area of the hill covering an area of hundreds of thousands of miles, an island with a quasi-third-level spiritual vein. Among the more than 1,500 low-level spiritual veins in the sea area, this family also controls 500 low-level spiritual veins. After that, the Jin clan of Guiling Island moved out of Guiling Island in a mighty manner and settled in the mountain island of the Chu family's original clan. However, the Jin clan had only a few hundred people and it was difficult to control the remaining more than 1,000 low-level spiritual veins in the sea area. The Jin clan also copied the practice of the mother clan Ling clan in dealing with the spiritual veins of Lingxiao Maturation Lake in the early years, and rented the excess spiritual veins in this area to the familiar and large Chu family, asking the Chu family to help manage and share the spiritual plants grown. The Chu family was a little strange about this. After all, those spiritual veins were originally their own things. In a blink of an eye, not only did the spiritual veins have a different owner, but they also became tenants. But they did not dare to complain about their dissatisfaction in their hearts. During the migration process, they all witnessed the powerful strength of the Jin family's guardian spiritual beast. It was only a few days after the migration that the Chu family's fake elixir ancestor Chu's Hongshan brought a golden elixir visitor to the Jin clan's clan. At the same time, the small sea area of the hills, deep in the mountain island, outside the Jin clan's land, in a reception hall. Fellow Taoist Pengshan, this is my good friend Hoyao Zhenren, who is a casual cultivator and a third-level alchemist who can refine several common third-level elixirs. This time I brought this friend here because he intends to rent a part of the spiritual veins in the small sea area of the hill to establish a family. Of course, if the family established by my friend has a good place to go in the future, it will also leave. It will not stay in the sea area for a long time, nor will it threaten the nobles. Moreover, the family established by Taoist Hiao will also be like my clan, and regard the nobles as the main family. The fake Dan Zhenren Chu's Hongshan of the Chu family, who was full of death, pointed to the young man with fair skin beside him who was carrying bursts of elixir fragrance, and introduced him to Ling Pengyun, the great elder of the Jin clan who was said to have just returned from playing in the outside world some time ago. After many years, Ling Pengyun, who had a decent talent for cultivation, relied on the large amount of cultivation resources of the main family Ling family, and his cultivation reached the 9th level of foundation building. However, this level of cultivation would not be in Chu's Hongshan's eyes under normal circumstances. But the Jin family's golden core realm guardian spirit beast was Ling Pengyun's, which made Chu's Hongshan, the fake Dan Zhenren, pay attention to it. That's why he put aside his status and called Ling Pengyun fellow Taoist instead of little friend. Chapter 805, Arrangements for Returning to the Family. At this moment, the third-level alchemist of the fake elixir realm named Hoyao Zhenren also bowed to Ling Pengyun, who was at the 9th level of the foundation building, with great humility, and took out a medicine bottle from his storage bag, handed it to Ling Pengyun, and said, "Fellow Taoist Pengyun, when the noble Taoist Feng Yingpeng of the Golden Core realm had a Golden Core banquet not long ago, I was refining a furnace of elixirs, so I was unable to come out of retreat to congratulate him. This bottle contains a third-level low-grade Juyin pill that I refined, which is my gift to make up for it. I also wish the noble Taoist Feng Yingpeng a long and prosperous road." Hearing this, Ling Pengyun, who looked steady and middle-aged, glanced at the kind-looking Huayao Zhenren, and then took the bottle of Juyin pill, and then said thank you indifferently with a blank expression. "You are too polite, Taoist. I will definitely convey these words of congratulations to the Feng Yingpeng of my clan." In the early years, Ling Pengyun's spiritual beast Feng Yingpeng was still at a low level of cultivation and could not help Ling Pengyun, so he lent this spiritual beast to Ling Pengyun and asked him to take the Feng Yingpeng to Guiling Island to establish a branch. Therefore, Ling Pengyun also announced to the outside world that the Feng Yingpeng was his spiritual beast. Afterwards, Ling Pengyun pondered for a while before speaking. "Dao, I agree to rent the spiritual vein." He also took out a sea map of the hilly sea area, pointed to a piece of land in the north of the hilly sea area, and said 100 spiritual veins. "This land belongs to you. Our clan has also counted the spiritual fields in this spiritual vein. In the future, your clan will hand over 30% of the original spiritual fields to our clan every year, and the rest of the benefits will belong to your clan. In addition, in the future, our clan will give you a batch of second-level elixirs every year for you to help refine. I hope that fellow Huayao can charge less for refining the elixir." Upon hearing this, the real person Huayao was slightly happy. Although the conditions for sharing the benefits of planting spiritual plants offered by Ling Pengyun are much more stringent than directly handing over spiritual stones, he will suffer some losses in the future. But it is a blessing for Ling Pengyun to rent so many spiritual veins. Under normal circumstances, a Jindan force will definitely not allow any Jindan or fake Dan cultivator to open a family in its own territory. Perhaps this move will shake its own foundation. Only those powerful old-fashioned Jindan forces will cultivate a few such Jindan confidants, and only those powerful Yuanying forces will do this. Therefore, Master Huayao immediately agreed. "I agree to this, and I can also reduce the alchemy fee. In the future, if the nobles ask me to help refine the second-level elixir, I can guarantee a success rate of more than 50%, and the number of successful pills will be stable at 4. Ling Pengyun finally showed some joy on his face when he heard this. When ordinary alchemists help others refine pills, the success rate of alchemy can generally only guarantee a 30% or 40% probability, and the number of successful pills is 3. In this comparison, Master Huayao's concession is very obvious. "Thank you very much, fellow Taoist. As for the 100 spiritual veins, fellow Taoist can go there whenever you want. But, I hope fellow Taoist will first sign on this Yuan contract that you will not harm our clan during the period when you are a vassal of our clan in the future." After Ling Pengyun finished speaking, he took out a third-level Yuan contract refined by a Jindan cultivator using his spiritual consciousness from his storage bag. This third-level Yuan contract was seized when the Ling family destroyed many Jindan forces in the early years. The fire god carefully looked at the contents of the contract and found that there were no loopholes in it. It was all normal. He was very happy to leave a divine consciousness on the Yuan contract. At this moment, the Yuan contract also condensed a Yuan concentration and entered the sea of consciousness of the fire god. If the fire god violates the contents of the contract in the future and endangers the Jin family branch, the Yuan mark in his sea of consciousness will also blow his sea of consciousness into pieces. Afterwards, the few people chatted for a few more words, and the fire god and Jiu's Hongshan of the Jiu family also said goodbye and planned to leave. Ling Pengyun also called a Jin family key training monk who was familiar with the small sea area of the hill to lead the way for the fire god. Half a month passed after this matter. Deep in the mountain and island, on the top of the spiritual mountain with a third-level spiritual vein, on a tea table, Brother Pengyun, the Jinlin Wang family and Yanshanbai family near the small sea area on the hill controlled by our Jin family branch have not made any other moves recently. "We can return to our family," Ling Pengyun said to Ling Pengyun, who was holding a cup of tea and reading the classics in front of him. Here, the other two cultivators, Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, and Ling Qingshi, the son of Ling Pengyun, also looked at Ling Pengyun at this moment. However, the two had different expressions. Jin Feng's face was a little sad, and Ling Qingshi raised a solemn murderous intent, which was not directed at the people present, but because of the monsters in the northern wilderness Immortal Cultivation world. Ling Pengyun came to the Jin family branch in the Boundless Sea area after the Black Mountain Zhao family cultivator came to the door, but he has never shown up. However, everything the Jin family does now is his handwriting. In that case, we really should waste time here. After saying this, he took out a jade pendant from his storage bag and handed it to Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family, and said, "Jin Feng, the monster chaos in the northern wilderness Zeuxin world is too dangerous. I will take Feng Yingpeng away. In the next few years, this branch should be more honest and not cause unrest. Just develop the hills and small seas well. And spread the news that Feng Yingpeng is in seclusion. The golden elixir monsters will be in seclusion for at least several years, and at most more than 10 years. I think that during the few years that Feng Yingpeng is away, there should be no thieves spying on him. If there are, you can crush this communication jade, and then the golden elixir will come to help, but it cannot be used unless it is necessary." Jin Feng, who had guessed that Feng Yingpeng would leave early, heard this, and the worry on his face immediately dissipated into smoke. At the same time, he was also very curious about the identity of the golden elixir that could be summoned by the message jade, but he was also an old Taoist, so he did not ask, so as not to displease the old ancestor Ling Pengyun. This old ancestor Ling Pengyun was the real owner of this Ling branch. Some of the sword books he had obtained over the years were also given by Ling Pengyun. "Understood, old ancestor," he said solemnly. Ling Pengyun nodded lightly, and then summoned Feng Yingpeng from the cave next to him and put him into the storage bag. He also took Ling Pengyun and Ling Qingshi and his son and turned into a black shadow and left this sacred mountain quietly. Jin Feng looked around and entered the cave next to him. When he sat cross-legged on the ground, he also took out a sword book from the storage bag. After he finished reading it, his eyebrows suddenly lit up. "I don't know what level of swordsmanship the swordsman senior named Ling Pengyun of the main family has reached. The content of the swordsmanship he wrote is really profound. After I digest the content, I estimate that I can officially enter the second level of the swordsmanship." The swordsmanship book in his hand was written by Ling Pengyun and kept in the family. When Ling Pengyun came here a few months ago, he made a copy of the swordsmanship book because Jin Feng had been very obedient over the years. He brought it here and handed it to Jin Feng, the head of the Jin family. Chapter 806, Xianxing Sect's Sudden Withdrawal. At the same time, in the northern wilderness Immortal Cultivation world, Yam State, one of the 7 great immortal cultivation countries of the righteous path, deep in the prosperous and vast Lingxiao Mountains with a territory of nearly 300,000 miles, a distinguished guest came to the Lingxiao Ling family, which was famous in Yan State. At this time, in the reception hall of the Ling family, Ling Pengyun, the great elder of the Ling family, who had reached the perfect state of foundation building, was personally receiving the distinguished guest. After waiting for a long time, when Jinden Yan Sidai, who was in charge of the spirit beast forest covering tens of thousands of miles not far from the family, arrived, the distinguished guest started to talk about business. "Madam Yan, I'm here this time to recruit noble clansmen to deal with the chaos of monsters. And considering that your clan has many Jinden-level demon corpses and is extremely powerful, it can rank among the top even in the Xianxing Kingdom where my Xianxing sect is located. Therefore, my sect needs to transfer 2 Jinden real people, 50 foundation building cultivators, and 3,000 key training cultivators from your clan. In addition, my sect has personally selected your clan's extraordinary Taoist fellow Ling Pengyun to participate in it. The cultivators who need to be transferred must be cultivators, and ghosts such as demon corpses cannot be used to make up the number." Yam Sidai, who is in the Jinden realm, was moved when she heard this. She frowned and asked the distinguished guest, "Flying Eagle Taoist, why do we need to send our clansmen to support your Xianxing sect? Is the Xianxing sect in big trouble?" The distinguished guest who came this time was none other than the 10th elder of the Xianxing sect, the Flying Eagle Immortal, who had had contact with the Ling family in his early years. Although the Flying Eagle Immortal was not yet old, he had bad luck during the war between the righteous and the evil of the Li family of the Yuan Kingdom. He was targeted by 3 Jinden demon cultivators when he was out, causing him to be seriously injured and some of his essence was damaged, which consumed a lot of his lifespan. This also made him still have a trace of death on his body, and it was obvious that he would not have much lifespan. Because of this, and because he had a very fast flying eagle spirit beast in the middle stage of the Jinden, he had been taken care of by the Xianxing sect in recent years, and only arranged for him to do some simple communication work, which was considered to be an early retirement. As for Yan Sui's question, there was a reason for it. Although the Yan kingdom was directly under the command of the Xianxing sect, a Yuanying sect, it could be said to be an independent small country, but it had to pay tribute to the Xianxing sect every year in exchange for protection. In addition to receiving tributes from the state of Yan, the Xianxing sect also took advantage of the fact that the state of Yan was located close to the boundless and vast swamp of the demon race, and used the state of Yan as a buffer zone to relieve some of the pressure from the demon beasts that occurred every 100 years. Under such circumstances, the Xianxing sect rarely transferred cultivators from the state of Yan to garrison the Xianxing sect over the thousands of years since the establishment of the state of Yan. Generally, they only assigned tasks to the state of Yan. For example, over the thousands of years since the establishment of the state of Yan, the Xianxing sect arranged for the major forces of the state of Yan to work together to resist the powerful Baiyun Mountains, which had many giant and demon races, every time there was a demon beast rebellion. As for the fact that the special independent small country of the state of Yan was born in this world of cultivation, it was related to the three powerful Yuanying immortal sects in the territory of the Wu state, the largest country in the northern wilderness world of cultivation. These three immortal sects all have many Yuanying Zhenjins in charge, and behind them are the shadows of some old Yuanying forces in the three major cultivation worlds of Wu Bianhaiu, Zhongzhou, and Jibei. This also makes these three immortal sects have great authority in the entire Bihuan cultivation world. Although these three immortal sects are willing to see the righteous strength of the Bihuan cultivation world become stronger, they are even willing to see more big forces such as Xianxing sect and Li family who have Yuanying Zhenjin, so that they can also occupy the monster clan's territory and plunder resources. However, these three immortal sects are unwilling to see Yuanying forces such as Xianxing sect and Li family become too powerful and give birth to too many Yuanying Zhenjins, so as not to shake their authority in the Bihuan cultivation world. Under such circumstances, these three immortal sects jointly announced to the righteous forces on the day when the righteous forces took root in the Bihuan cultivation world 10,000 years ago that ordinary Yuanying forces can only occupy 20 million miles of territory. Once succeeded, either the extra territory will be lost or a subordinate country will be established. Whether the forces in the subordinate countries are fighting each other or occupying the territory of the demon clan to expand their power, the main family is difficult to intervene. Once discovered, the three major immortal sects will punish them. This can be regarded as giving the major forces in the subordinate countries an opportunity to grow and develop. Otherwise, the Ling family's plundering development for many years would not be possible in the Xianxing kingdom, which is monopolized by the Xianxing sect. I am afraid that when the Ling family destroys the first giant in force, it will be mediated by the Xianxing sect. And this is what the three major immortal sects are worried about. The Yuanying forces such as the Xianxing sect have a one-man show in their own country. The major giant and forces in the same country can hardly develop at all. A large amount of resources have entered the pockets of the Xianxing sect. At the necessary moment, they can forcibly collect the property within those forces. Under such circumstances, there is no worry that the Xianxing sect will not prosper. If the Xianxing kingdom under the Xianxing sect is allowed to continue to expand, if nothing unexpected happens, the Xianxing sect will inevitably become stronger and stronger, and this move will also limit the development of the giant forces under its command. Another thing worth mentioning is that the Lingbao Academy among the three common Yuanying forces in the northern wilderness Xiuxin world is based on the top three immortal sects in the northern wilderness Xiuxin world, which restricts the development of Xianxing sect and Li family, and thus step by step, entered the Yuanying forces 1,000 years ago. Although the first Yuanying Zhenjin of this academy died of exhaustion of life, a few hundred years ago, this academy cultivated another Yuanying Zhenjin to sit in the academy. And this academy is good at refining magic weapons, and its main training is the Rao Confucianism and Taoism. Anyone who is good at writing can enter the academy, and whether they can learn it can be seen from their own ability. The country established by this academy is also called Lingbao country. Of course, the three major immortal sects are intended to support the giant forces in the northern wilderness Xiuxin world. Therefore, these three major immortal sects only restrict the territory of the Yuanying forces, but do not restrict the giant forces. As long as they are strong, the major giant forces can expand their territory at will, and whether they can defend it depends on themselves. In the early years, Zhuanyang sect, the largest sect in Yan state, was a sect that was valued by the three major immortal sects. Unfortunately, Xuanyang sect was not up to the task and had not produced a nascent soul seed that could cultivate to the perfection of the golden core before the age of 400 thousands of years. Therefore, this sect was no longer in the eyes of the three major immortal sects. If not, it would have been difficult for the Ling family to destroy Xuanyang sect. However, when the main family faces the righteousness of the righteous path, such as the enemy of the demon path or the demon clan, it can also draw cultivators from the affiliated forces, but when there is internal strife and mutual attack on the righteous nascent soul forces, it cannot draw. The scattered thoughts were collected. The old Taoist Fiang, who came from the nascent soul Xiangxing sect, was a little unhappy when he heard Yan Sai's question. After all, the Ling family was still a subsidiary force of the Xiangxing sect. However, the old Taoist Fiang was concerned that his lifespan was not much, but there were still several bloodlines alive, so he did not dare to offend Yan Sai, or rather, he did not dare to offend Yan Sai's husband Ling Pengyun, who was extremely talented. For this reason, he also said kindly, "Madam Yan, this time our sect is recruiting cultivators not from one clan, but from all the major giant forces in your Yan state. Now, the Bayun Mountains near Yan state, where nearly 20 giant and monster kings gather, have been occupied by your country. There are no such large gathering places for monsters around Yan state where your clan is located. Therefore, our sect intends to transfer some of your clan's personnel to Xiangxing state to cooperate with our sect and attack the territory of our enemy, the Red Gold Bear clan. I hope Madam Yan can understand this special arrangement. As for the sect's plan to transfer cultivators from your Yan state, it is rumored that the sect intends to take advantage of the gradual decline of the Red Gold Bear clan in the past few hundred years to occupy millions of miles of the Red Gold Bear clan and establish a subordinate country." Yan Sai's face darkened. The establishment of a country by the Xiangxing sect had nothing to do with her, and the Ling family behind her would not benefit from it. But this matter was extremely harmful to the Ling family. The Bayun Mountains, which originally gathered a large number of monsters, were indeed occupied by our Yan state, and we also destroyed the monsters there. However, in the Battle of Bayun Mountains, our Yan state destroyed the nascent soul seed of a Red Gold Bear clan, and thus provoked the Red Gold Bear clan. Back then, the Xiangxing true lord of your sect participated in mediating the conflict between our Yan state and the Red Gold Bear clan. If not, the Red Gold Bear clan would have destroyed our Yan state that year, and the Red Gold Bear clan has been holding a grudge against the nascent soul seed for a long time. This clan is bound to retaliate against our Yan state during the monster beast chaos. Even when our Yan state was completely victorious, it had little chance of escaping this disaster. Under such circumstances, your sect still transferred so many cultivators from my clan and other forces of our Yan state, which is tantamount to harming our Yan state. Our Yan state is at least a subsidiary force of the Xiangxing sect. Don't you regard our Yan state as a human being? Aren't you afraid that the three major immortal sects of Wu state will know about this? At the end, Yan Sai almost burst into anger. In the early years, when the Yuanying seed Liu Haochin of Xiangxing sect came to the Ling family to collect rent, he revealed that the Red Kite Bear had gathered many golden core monsters under the Red Gold Bear clan, intending to invade Yan state together. This crisis is extremely dangerous. Even if the old Taoist Flying Eagle could endure it, his face couldn't hold it at this time. Madam Ling, this is the arrangement of the sect. I have said all the good things. If Madam Yan refuses to withdraw manpower, although our sect will not destroy your Yan state, during the monster beast chaos, the Xiangxing true lord of our sect will probably not stand up for Yan state and stop the Yuanying monster king of the Red Gold Bear clan. And the Yuanying monster king wants to destroy your Yan state. It's just a matter of waving his hand. I hope Madam Yan will think twice before acting. At this point, the old Taoist Flying Eagle also knew that what he said was a bit too much, so he restrained himself a little and said, "In addition, our sect is not giving nothing. As long as the nobles are willing to recruit the cultivators needed by our sect can give them 10 foundation building pills." Chapter 807 Interest Negotiation. The foundation building pill, a powerful foundation building spiritual object that can increase the probability of key training cultivators entering the foundation building realm by 30%, was hard currency during the chaos of monsters and beasts in the northern wilderness cultivation world. After all, with a foundation building pill, one can quickly cultivate a foundation building cultivator with extraordinary strength. Therefore, During this period, the major forces basically traded with this kind of foundation-building spiritual object, and there were very few spiritual stones. Yan Sidai, who had a sullen face, heard this. Although she knew that the wise flying eagle Taoist was using the Xianxing's engine of the Xianxing sect to pressure her, she could do nothing about it. After all, what the flying eagle Taoist said was indeed true. In addition, the great elder Ling Pengyun on the side had been winking at her. She also said that even if she agreed, she had to strive for the greatest benefit for the family. Okay, my Ling family can agree to the conscription. However, 10 foundation establishment pills are not enough. You have to double it, to a total of 20 foundation establishment pills, plus a third-level mid-quality formation. Then my Ling family will send people there. Taoist Flying Eagle was relieved to see that Yan Sidai had finally agreed. In order to prevent Yan Sidai from changing her mind, he did not dare to directly refuse Yan Sidai's high request, and instead spoke in a very amiable manner. Madam Ling, one foundation establishment pill is worth nearly 30,000 spirit stones on the market, and 20 foundation establishment pills are worth as much as 600,000 spirit stones. Even if a third-grade mid-level formation does not have formation tools, it is still worth 600,000 spirit stones. The two spiritual objects added together are worth more than 1.2 million spirit stones, which is enough to buy an ordinary third-grade superior magic weapon. Besides, this is just the conscription fee. The cultivators recruited by your Ling family can also gain military merits by serving the sect. Madam Ling, the benefits you want are really too high. How about fewer foundation establishment pills and a lower grade formation? Yan Sidai said firmly. There are only 3 giant cultivators in my clan. 2 giant cultivators, 50 foundation building cultivators, and 3,000 key training cultivators were withdrawn at once, which reduced our clan's combat power by nearly 50%. I only want 20 foundation building pills and a third-level medium-grade formation to give face to senior Xianxing's engine. Seeing this, the old Taoist Fiang showed a look of embarrassment on his face. When he came here from the sect actually gave him a quota of benefits for conscription. However, the sect was only willing to offer 15 foundation building pills and a third-level low-grade formation to conscript the Ling family cultivators, which was far from what Yan Sidai of the Ling family wanted. At the same time, he muttered to himself in his heart. Master brother is really a fool. He actually gave me such a troublesome and easy-to-offend matter. He sighed helplessly and nodded. Madam Ling, I can't make the decision on this matter. I need to go back to the sect to report the other sect's golden elixirs. I will be back here in half a month at most. During this period, Madam Ling can gather the clansmen in advance to prepare to go to Xianxing country. After saying this, the old Taoist Flying Eagle said to Yan Sidai with a little apology. Madam Ling, I also came here with a mission from the sect this time. I hope Madam Ling will not blame the old Taoist. Yan Sidai felt better after hearing this. After all, the old Taoist Flying Eagle is a veteran middle-stage golden elixir master, and he also has a middle-stage golden elixir Flying Eagle spirit beast. His strength is not weak. It is not easy for such a strong man to take the initiative to apologize. However, when she saw that the old Taoist Flying Eagle was surrounded by a bit of death, she probably guessed what the old Taoist Flying Eagle was thinking. She also said it. I know your difficulties, and you don't need to do this. Seeing this, the old Taoist Flying Eagle breathed a sigh of relief. He also said goodbye to Yan Sidai, rode his mid-stage golden core Flying Eagle spirit beast, left this place, and rushed to the nearest Qingshi Taoist temple. This time he came to Yan State, and he guessed that the other golden core forces in Yan State might not agree to the conscription easily like Ling's family. He also planned to run all the other forces in Yan State, and then return to the sect to report Ling's demands that exceeded the sect's expectations. During this period, if the demands of other forces in Yan State are also great, he can also report to the sect by the way, so as to save trouble and keep running. Yan Sidai, who was in the reception hall, was in a bad mood. After handing over the cultivators to be conscripted to Xianxing State to Ling Pengyun, she returned to the special enclosure of land spirit beasts beside the clan land. As for the elder Ling Pengyun, after watching Yan Sidai leave, he returned to the clan and took out the third-level lower-grade communication mirror that Ling Pengyun had left in the family in his early years from the ancestral temple. With this item, He contacted the cultivators that the family had sent to the 4 places of Zixi Ridge, Lingxiao Maturation Lake and Bayun Mountains, Treading Cloud Ridge, and Bayun Mountains to return to the family. Afterwards, he personally went to the 16 huge mortal cities that were built not long ago in the Lingxiao Mountains where the clan was located, and drew a total of 10 foundation building and 600 key training cultivators from them. In this way, the 50 foundation building and 3,000 key training cultivators that Xianxing sect needed to draw were also prepared. However, for this reason, the defense forces of the Ling family in the 2 areas of feuding, Ling Family Mountains, Zixi Ridge, and Lingxiao Maturation Lake, Treading Cloud Ridge, and Bayun Mountains in the Bayun Mountains were reduced by 30%. This is undoubtedly a pressure for the remaining cultivators stationed in these 5 areas. Even the members of the family, the Ling family's 5 tigers and the Ling family's 6 sons, who are very famous in the family, were sent by Ling Pengyun. After all, they had followed Ling Pengyun to participate in the battle between good and evil, and they have rich combat experience. The Xianxing sect is not safe either, it is extremely dangerous. With enough combat power and enough combat experience, they have a high chance of survival. As for the 16 cities where the clan is located, Ling Pengyun arranged for the clan members to build them during the family council not long ago to protect the 16 or 17 million mortals in the Lingxiao Mountains. Each city has about 1 million mortals. This number of mortals is not large, and it will not attract the magic cultivators of the Yuanying realm. The Ling family is not afraid of the giant and magic cultivators. On the other side, beside the Ling clan land, deep in the spiritual beast forest where a large number of low-level monsters are kept. On the 2nd level superior spiritual vein here, 3 acres of a quasi-3rd level spiritual fields were opened up, all of which were planted with giant iron trees, a good spiritual wood that can be used to build flying boats. Yan Sidai, who had just left the clan land, stood beside the spiritual field with only 1 2nd level superior giant iron tree planted. She looked at the green glowing lava turtle egg that was protected by countless branches at the top of the 2nd level superior giant iron tree, and her depression was relieved a little, and she even had a little more expectation. Looking at the vitality of the lava turtle egg, the essence lost by the injury of the battle between the giant and monks in the early years has basically recovered. It is estimated that its essence will be restored in 1 or 2 days. I just don't know what the innate cultivation level will be after it hatches. The innate cultivation level of the spirit beast at birth represents the talent of the spirit beast. The higher the innate cultivation level of the spirit beast, the higher its aptitude. The worse its innate cultivation level, the worse its aptitude. Of course, there are accidents, but these accidents are very rare. Although beast masters above the 2nd level can use the secret method of beast taming to detect the aptitude of unborn spirit beasts in advance, ordinary beast masters can only wait for a few days before the birth of the spirit beast egg or the fetus in the belly of the demon beast to detect its aptitude. As the owner of the lava turtle egg, Yan Sidai naturally did not want to see it. She had waited for nearly 2 years and asked her Taoist partner Ling Pengyun, a 3rd level spiritual plant husband, to perform a 3rd level spiritual plant secret method to restore the vitality of others or spiritual beasts. After the lava turtle egg was hatched, the aptitude was extremely poor. It was with this expectation that she had no intention of practicing the giant and body cultivation method as usual, but sat cross-legged next to the 2nd level top-grade giant iron tree. 2 days passed quickly. On this day, as the lava turtle egg wrapped in the power of the wood veins on the top of the 2nd level top-grade giant iron tree king flashed green light, a thin vitality also erupted from the egg. The surrounding spiritual energy was attracted by this egg and swarmed towards the spirit egg crazily. After half a day, the turtle egg stopped moving. At this moment, the white turtle egg covered with flame patterns also made a collision sound. A crisp sound of breaking was heard, and then a small crack appeared on the eggshell. As the sound of collision continued, the crack on the eggshell continued to expand until a big hole was knocked out, and a turtle head covered with fiery red scales and as big as a fist also poked out from it. At first glance, it curiously looked at Yan Sidai, who made it feel very close. Yan Sidai was also looking at it at this moment. With the help of the giant in realm consciousness, Yan Sidai could not only clearly feel the strong fire in the little turtle, but also noticed that the little turtle that had just hatched from the egg had a cultivation level as high as the 4th level of key training. In addition, Yan Sidai also noticed that the turtle contained a wood vein power aura that was several times weaker than the fire in its body. Chapter 808, Jinden monk arranges the hatching of lava turtles. Its innate cultivation is as high as the 4th level of key training, which is really good, very good. This little turtle is worthy of being born from 2 Jinden level lava turtles. And this turtle's luck is also very good. There is still some wood vein power left in its body for healing its wounds. In the future, with the help of the wood vein power in its body, and the use of wood to help fire, its cultivation speed can be nearly doubled during the key training period. And in the future, this turtle will have no problem improving its cultivation to the middle and late stages of foundation building with such talent. If I help with resources, plus the spiritual fire in the family's 2nd level Yalan Lingxiao volcano, this turtle has a high probability of being promoted to the perfect foundation building during the best lifespan to break through the Jinden, and have the opportunity to break through the Jinden. Yamsai's face was full of joy. Lava turtle eggs are a very special kind of spiritual beast. This spiritual beast can absorb the spiritual fire in the Lingxiao volcano into its body, and refine the pure fire spirit energy in it to accelerate the cultivation of talent. At the same time, this turtle can also use that ability to attract the fire spirit energy from the outside world, enhance the strength of the spirit fire in the spirit fire mountain, and indirectly speed up the progress of the spirit fire mountain's cultivation. It can be said that the relationship between this turtle family and the spiritual creatures of heaven and earth, such as the spirit fire mountain, is complementary. At the beginning, Ling Pengyun also valued the talent mastered by this turtle, and this turtle had the blood of the golden core demon king, so he bought it and gave it to Yansai. At the same time, the little lava turtle also retracted its head into the egg, and continued to rely on the scaly head, hitting along the big hole previously hid on the eggshell. Soon, it broke most of the turtle egg, and its entire body appeared. It has a red turtle shell on its back, with several flame patterns, and looks extremely thick. Its 4 feet are covered with small red scales like its head, and it looks extremely solid. Then, this little turtle lowered its head and ate the turtle egg fragments it had previously broken. Every time it ate a piece of tortoise shell, its breath would become stronger. When it had eaten all the tortoise shells, it also fell asleep on a huge trunk of the giant iron tree. After it digests the nutrients contained in those tortoise shells, it should be no problem for its cultivation to enter the 5th level of key training. Yamsai sighed happily, then waved her hand and put the lava turtle into a prepared beast bag. She then left the forest and returned to the clan land. She threw the little lava turtle into the family's 2nd level blue volcano, and then she went directly to the Lingxiao Mountain with a 3rd level fire spirit vein to practice. The technique she practiced was the family's fire cloud treasure book that could directly reach the early stage of the nascent soul. This method was a fire attribute. Practicing on the fire spirit vein with rich fire spirit energy could increase the speed of cultivation. One day later, Ling Pengyun, the 3rd level formation master who set up the city defense formation in the 16 mortal cities in the Lingxiao Mountains, finally returned. The clan leader Ling Yanhong, who had been refining elixirs in Linghuishan for many years, had just finished refining elixirs. Yamsai gathered Ling Pengyun, Ling Yanhong, Ling Pengxing, the ghost cultivator Jinden who was cultivating in the clan's Gixing Valley, and Ling Chengxin, who was refining magic weapons, to discuss the matter of the Xiangxing sect's transfer a few days ago. The Xiangxing sect wanted to transfer 2 Jinden cultivators, in addition to the hand-picked Ling Pengyun, and one more from the Ling family. Ling Yanhong, who had not seen it for many years but was very experienced in the way of housekeeping, heard about this, and his eyes flashed with a strange color, and he also spoke. Although my Yan country is not strong, every time there is a monster beast rebellion, the Xiangxing sect can attract a lot of Jinden monsters. The Xiangxing sect cannot just watch my Yan country fall into danger. And the Xiangxing sect also knows that my Yan country has provoked the Red Gold Bear clan. Under such circumstances, the Xiangxing sect still draws cultivators from the major forces in my Yan country. I'm afraid it's not simple. At least, the Xiangxing sect is probably confident that after drawing away some of the cultivators from the major forces in my Yan country, it can still keep my Yan country. We just need to cooperate well on this matter. As for the other Jinden candidate going to the Xiangxing sect, let me go. The careful Yansai said immediately. Grandpa, you can't leave. You master the top intermediate magical power of pure Yang fire, which is extremely powerful and extremely restraining to demon cultivators. Whenever the monster beast chaos begins, the demon cultivators in the eastern demon realm will go out to cause chaos. With you in the family, the clan members can be safer. And your strength is also stronger than mine. No matter how the Xianxing sect arranges and plans for the family, it is still a bit dangerous. To be on the safe side, it is better for you to stay in Yan State. My husband and I will lead the clan members to garrison the Xianxing sect. Ling Yanhong nodded lightly and said, "The group of bastards in the Eastern Demon Realm are indeed a trouble. What you said makes sense. You will go to the Xianxing sect. But you, girl, have thought of everything and asked us to come out together. Do you have anything else to talk about?" Yan Sai nodded. "That's right, this time, I called all of you here, not mainly to talk about who will go to the Xianxing sect with my husband, but to talk about the garrison in Yan State. Because of the transfer of troops from the Xianxing sect, our clan's plan has been disrupted, so we need to make new arrangements. Before, you didn't participate in the family meeting against a monster rebellion, and you are not familiar with it. I have heard something about it from my husband, and I know more about it, so I propose this new arrangement. According to my husband, there are a total of, Grandpa Yunhong, you and my brother Pengxing will take, to the Bayun Mountains to take charge, Penglin and Chengxin will take, to the Zixi Ridge to cooperate with the Pingyun Yang family and the Poi Liang family's Jinden to garrison. In addition, the safer clan territories, as well as the garrisons of Lingxiao Qiangxing Lake and Tayan Ridge, are also likely to encounter danger. The clan members who stay in these three places must each take a Jinden demon corpse. A few more days passed. Bao Yuan's Henren, the disciple of Bailing's Henren of the Bailing sect of Yan State, Yao Wang's Henren, the master of the 7th level Jinden of the Yao Wang Valley, and Qingxin Lao Taoist, the master of the 5th level Jinden of the Qingxin Taoist Temple, all came to the outside of the Ling clan. Obviously, the three of them were also found by the old Taoist flying eagle of the Xianxing sect. Because Ling Pengyun was still on his way back to the family from the Boundless Sea, the clan leader Ling Yanhong was in seclusion, and the Jinden ghost cultivator Ling Pengxing and the 3rd level array master Ling Penglin were used as hidden hands and could not show up easily. Receiving the 3 Jindens required at least Jinden cultivation, so this matter fell on Yan Sai, the Jinden. The Jindens of the 4 forces also gathered in the reception hall of the Ling clan. Bao Yuan's Henren, Yao Wang's Henren, and Qingxin Lao Taoist also told Yan Sai that they came here to negotiate with the Ling family about the Xianxing sect's transfer of cultivators and the matter of garrison in Yan State during the Monster Beast Rebellion. Yan Sai was quite interested in these 2 events when she heard this. However, she frowned slightly and felt a little unhappy when she saw that the leaders of Qingxin Taoist Temple and Yao Wang Valley came to discuss such an important matter, while Bailing sect only sent a cultivator of the early Jinden stage. Fellow Taoist Bao Idun, why didn't fellow Taoist Bailing come? When asked this question, Master Bao Idun smiled bitterly. Master Bailing was unwilling to come, so he was unwilling to deal with the cultivators of the Ling family. Over the years, the Ling family and Bailing sect had agreed not to invade each other within 1,000 years because of the interests of the Blood Ghost sect in the early years of the demonic path. However, a few years ago, the Ling family came forward to protect Yang Siki of the Pingyun Yang family under the Bailing sect, and forced the Bailing sect to agree that the Pingyun Yang family would leave their own sect and join the Ling family as a vassal family, which made Master Bailing of the Bailing sect extremely angry. If it weren't for the fact that Bailing's Henren, who is at the 8th level of the Golden Core realm, was concerned about the many Golden Core demon corpses in the hands of the Ling clan, and the agreement between the 2 major forces, otherwise the Bailing sect and the Ling clan would have already fought each other because of the Pingyun Yang clan. After all, when the Pingyun Yang clan showed signs of Golden Core several decades ago, the Bailing sect intended to destroy and suppress them. Unfortunately, this clan was protected by the people of the Lingfu Patriarch's faction. However, this matter also caused a feud between the Bailing sect and the Yang clan. Now, the Yang clan not only produced a Golden Core, but also joined the Ling clan. It is difficult for the Bailing sect to move the Yang clan, which is tantamount to leaving a disaster. In this situation, how can the Bailing sect feel at ease? However, as the apprentice of Bailing's Henren, Bao Yun's Henren naturally dared not say this. He could only say to Yan Sai according to the excuse he had prepared before. Madam Ling, my master is in seclusion at the critical moment of his cultivation and cannot come out in a short time, so he can only send me to discuss matters with you. I hope you don't mind. Yan Sai, including the surrounding Medicine King Master, and the Taoist Qingxin, were all shocked when they heard this. The Bailing Master of Bailing sect has reached the 8th level of the Golden Core. If he can go one step further, it will be the 9th level of the Golden Core. This level of cultivation is unique in the entire Yan state. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 809, The Establishment of the Yan State Military Merit Hall and the Turmoil. However, Yan Sidai's surprise soon dissipated, and she also said with some anger, "I hope that during the monster beast chaos, I can hear that fellow Taoist Bailing of your sect can enter the 9th level of the Golden Collar. If not, my Ling family will think that Taoist's words today are false, and your sect's Bailing Zhenren looks down on my Ling family, so he is unwilling to come." Although Bailing Zhenren of Bailing sect has a high level of cultivation, the Ling family has been able to suppress Bailing sect over the years not by cultivation, but by combat power. All the giant and cultivators of the Ling family are extraordinary in strength, and they all control several giant and demon corpses. In the past, the Ling family even had a record of using 10 giant and demon corpses to explode the demon elixir and seriously injure the giant and perfect ghost cultivator. The most important thing is that the Ling family currently has a quasi 4th level spiritual talisman made by the quasi 4th level talisman maker Bishu Zhenren of the Kanglin Bahe sect in the Boundless Sea. That kind of talisman can burst out 30% of the power of a nascent soul cultivator's full force attack, and it is easy to kill a 9th level giant and cultivator. Even if it is a giant and perfection cultivator, there is a chance to kill it. If the giant and perfection cultivator has a variety of superior 3rd level top grade defensive magic weapons, or a mid-level or above life defense magic weapon, there is a chance to resist it. However, superior 3rd level top grade defensive magic weapons are rare, and it is good for ordinary giant and perfection cultivators to have one. Therefore, as long as this talisman is out, it will at least be no problem to severely injure Bailing Zhenren, and when Bailing Zhenren is injured, how can Ling's Jinden be afraid? The rest of the Bailing sect's Jinden are like chickens and pottery dogs. There is only one Lingfu patriarch among the giant and mid-stage cultivators. And the Lingfu patriarch is still one of our own family. In a real fight, it is not certain whether the Lingfu patriarch will kill him. Under such circumstances, Yan Sidai, a giant and mid-stage cultivator, will not give Bao Iden's Henren a good face. When Master Bao Iden heard this, his face froze, but he quickly returned to normal, smiled, and said nothing more. Yan Sidai also gave a stern order. "I think you have already dealt with the matter of Shiangsing sect withdrawing cultivators, so I won't say more about it. And during the Monster Beast Rebellion, the matter of garrison in Yan State is also easy to handle. The closest territory to the Red Gold Bear clan in our entire Yan State is the Bayun Mountains in the Bayun Mountains. That place will inevitably become the front line between our Yan State and the monster beasts. And there are also 3 3rd level spirit veins in that place. If we occupy that place, we can also set up 3 3rd level formations on those 3 3rd level spirit veins and garrison there, which will greatly enhance our defense capabilities. You 3 forces, send more than 50% of your low-level cultivators to rush there as soon as possible. And after the Monster Beast Rebellion begins, cooperate with our clan to set up formations and establish strongholds on the 3 3rd level spirit veins that occupy that area. In addition, in order to prevent the monster clan from forgetting the yin, it is best for your respective forces to set up high-level formations in the places where they are close to the monster clan, and don't hide those formations to eat dust. In this way, if the demons change places to attack our Yan country, we can also leave the Bayun Mountains and use the 3rd level formations arranged by our major forces at the junction of the demons' boundless and vast swamps to garrison. And if the demon beasts adopt the method of scattering to attack, we will also scatter. If the demon beasts unite, we will unite. In addition, all major forces will also take out the medium-sized and above flying boats they have, so that if an accident occurs, in addition to carrying the people of their own forces, we can also carry some scattered cultivators to escape, or support something else. I wonder if this makes sense to you. The 3 people present, Bao Iden's Henren, Yao Wang's Henren, and Qingshi Liao, were a little surprised to see Yan Sidai, who used to follow Ling Pengyun, act so fiercely. The 3 of them also felt that Yan Sidai's proposal was the best, and they agreed to it. Afterwards, the 4 forces gathered together some high-level spiritual objects, such as foundation-building spiritual objects, and even quasi 3rd level magic weapons, to build a war merit hall, which was specifically used to attract independent cultivators to the Bayun Mountains to participate in the war. In addition, the four forces also prepared to increase the share of war merit that independent cultivators could get by killing monsters and turning in their bodies by 30%. For example, under normal circumstances, the body of a monster in the early stage of key training is worth at most 5 spiritual stones on the market, which is equivalent to 5 war merit points. But if fighting for the state of Yan, independent cultivators can get 6.5 war merits by turning in the body of a monster in the early stage of key training. It is naturally impossible to force independent cultivators to participate in the war. The world is so big that there is no place that they cannot go. Only when the benefits are great enough can we keep people in danger. After nearly half a month, the old Taoist flying eagle of the Xianxing sect came to the Ling clan again and found Yan Sidai, the temporary master, and expressed that the Xianxing sect was willing to agree to the conditions of Yan Sidai's previous withdrawal of 20 foundation building pills and a third-level medium-grade formation. He brought these spiritual objects directly and handed them to Yan Sidai, and told Yan Sidai to resist the Xianxing sect as soon as possible. After all, the Xianxing kingdom where the Xianxing sect is located is extremely large, with a territory of nearly 20 million miles. Ordinary giant cultivators need to spend several months to cross this country. And the Ling family has many low-level cultivators to rush to this time, so they can only take a flying boat to rush there. The time to rush is almost 100 days. The monster beast rebellion is approaching again. If they don't go out quickly, I'm afraid that the monster beast rebellion has already begun, and the Ling family cultivators are still on the road. Yan Sidai also knew about this. In order to avoid angering the Xianxing sect, she immediately handed the spiritual objects brought by the old Taoist flying eagle to the great elder Ling Pengyun for him to deal with. She also took the lead in bringing the 50 foundation building cultivators and 3,000 independent cultivators that had been prepared in the clan land, and ordered Ling Pengyun to load a quasi third-level large flying boat built in recent years, and rushed to Xianxing sect. As for Ling Pengyun, who was selected by Xianxing sect to be transferred, he had not returned home yet, so he did not go with him. The old Taoist Fiang did not care about this matter, as long as Ling Pengyun could arrive before the monster beast chaos. The other 3 major giant forces in Yan state also received spiritual objects for the transferred cultivators from the old Taoist Fiang during this period, and they also sent some cultivators to Xianxing sect. Not long after that, the 4 forces in Yan state jointly took out a large number of spiritual objects to establish a war merit hall and increase the share of war merit obtained by turning in the corpses of monster beasts. It did work. Once this news came out, the independent cultivators in Yan state and even other major countries in the northern wilderness cultivation world who intended to create some achievements during the monster beast chaos were all moved and rushed to the Bayun Mountains in the Bayun Mountains of Yan state. After all, the monster rebellion was facing the entire northern wilderness cultivation world. Those independent cultivators who were interested in creating achievements and making a difference also planned to work for other major forces, earning military merits to exchange for spiritual objects to improve their cultivation. The military merit exchange system offered by other major forces was just ordinary. Under such circumstances, it would be risking one's life to work for any force, so it would be better to work for the Bailing sect, which could get more military merits by handing in the corpses of monsters. For this reason, in just a few months, the number of independent cultivators gathered in the Bayun Mountains was as high as 50,000, and the number was still increasing. The number of cultivators sent by the 4 forces of the Ling family, Bailing sect, Yao Wang Valley, and Qingshi Taoist temple in Yan state was also about 20,000. Under such circumstances, the total number of cultivators in the Bayun Mountains was expected to reach 100,000. However, the giant forces in several countries surrounding Yan state were also angry when they saw that many independent cultivators in their own territory were attracted away by Yan state. Even if the strength of independent cultivators is poor, they are still a helper. They can also be of great help to their own strength during the monster beast chaos. The fact that Yan state attracted so many independent cultivators from their territory is tantamount to increasing the danger they face in the monster beast chaos. Those giant forces saw that there were fewer and fewer independent cultivators in their territory, and they could not summon many independent cultivators. They were also forced into a hurry and directly spread the secret that Yan state had provoked the Red Gold Bear clan, a large Yuaning clan. Under the blockade of Yan state's giant forces, This matter has never been spread among independent cultivators. Some well-informed Jindan forces may know about it, but those Jindan forces are afraid of the overall strength of Yan state under normal circumstances, and dare not spread the news. Even if they spread it, they will not benefit from it. After all, once the news spread, it would provoke the four families of Yan state, namely, the Ling family, Bailing sect, Yao Wang Valley, and Qingshi Daoguan. Under the combined efforts of these four families, there are more than a dozen Jindan, which is more than the Jindan of the Black Mountain Zhao family, the first Jindan family under the Xianxing sect. Except for the Yuanying forces, who dares to underestimate them? If it weren't for the fact that Yan state did too much this time, those well-informed Jindan forces would not have done so. And the news spread by those well-informed Jindan forces also made a large number of scattered cultivators gathered in the Bayun Mountains panic. The Red Gold Bear clan is a Yuanying force. Although they value the huge benefits offered by the four major forces of Yan state, they are also afraid of death. They are hired by the Yu Jindan forces, but they fight against the Yuanying demon clan. This is not a joke. These scattered cultivators who were summoned by the four forces of Ling, Bailing sect, Yao Wang Valley, and Qingshi Taoist temple also wanted to leave the Bayun Mountains, until the four major forces of Yan state said that Xianxing's engine of Xianxing sect would help Yan state resist the Red Gold Bear clan. And because the major forces of Yan state were willing to be drawn, Xianxing sect was very cooperative and promptly sent Flying Eagle Taoist to give a verbal order to express that Xianxing sect would indeed fully support Yan state. This stopped 80% to 90% of the scattered cultivators in the Bayun Mountains from wanting to leave. And there were still 10% to 20% of the scattered cultivators, almost 10,000, who were relatively stable and still afraid of the Yuanying demon clan Red Gold Bear clan provoked by Yan state, so they left the Bayun Mountains. It was difficult for the four major forces of Yan state to stop them, otherwise their reputation would definitely be bad, and then no scattered cultivators would trust the four major forces. The people of the four major forces could only watch as nearly 10,000 scattered cultivators who were supposed to stay in the Bayun Mountains to help them garrison left one after another. Moreover, the four major forces of Yan state, with their huge benefits, were able to attract fewer and fewer independent cultivators from the outside world to garrison in the Bayun Mountains, as if they were also affected. At this time, the Bayun Mountains, the city wall of Baiyunfang City, which was built on a quasi-third-level spiritual vein. Ling Yanhong, the head of the Ling family, looked at the large number of independent cultivators who kept leaving the temporary station of the cultivator army in front of him, frowned, and a hint of coldness appeared in his eyes. He also turned his head and summoned a Ling family foundation building cultivator and instructed him. Quickly check which force spread the news of the conflict between my Yan state and the Red Gold Bear clan, and ruined my Yan state's recruitment of independent cultivators to fight against the demon clan. After the Ling family foundation building cultivator left, the coldness in his eyes reached its peak. A huge golden elixir pressure also swept across the four directions. If this makes it difficult for the clan to defend Yan state with the other three major forces of Yan state, as long as I can survive, I will definitely make your forces a mess. Chapter 810, Solid and Thick. Several months later, Xianxing country, one of the 7 great countries in the northern wilderness, is located in the north of the border of the Red Gold Bear clan in the boundless vast swamp, the Howling Grassland. This grassland stretches for millions of miles and was snatched from the demon clan by the Xianxing sect thousands of years ago. There are thousands of spiritual veins here. In fact, because this place is the northernmost end of Xianxing country and there is a place bordering the Red Gold Bear clan, it is the place where the Xianxing sect fought against the Red Gold Bear clan. The overlord of Xianxing country, the Xianxing sect, has spent countless resources here to cultivate 3 quasi-4th-level spiritual veins. Moreover, the Xianxing sect, which is good at formations, also used the formation to connect the 3 quasi-4th-level spiritual veins that are close to each other, making the spiritual energy of the 3 quasi-4th-level spiritual veins only 1 or 2% weaker than the real 4th-level lower-grade spiritual veins. The Xianxing sect also arranged a 4th-level formation at the location of the 3 quasi-4th-level spiritual veins, and built a city called Bear Extermination City. This city symbolizes the destruction of the Red Gold Bear clan. In normal times, this Red Extermination City is an ordinary medium-sized market that can accommodate nearly 100,000 cultivators to trade at the same time. But during the Monster Rebellion, this place will become a fierce city and become the stronghold of the Xianxing sect to resist or attack the territory of the Red Gold Bear clan. At the same time, 4 huge flying boats glided across the sky and rushed to Bear Extermination City. However, just when the 4 flying boats were close to Bear Extermination City 30,000 miles away, a strong voice came from the city. Taoists from Yan State, you need to register your name and approximate cultivation before entering the city, and you need your cooperation. The cultivators on the 4 flying boats that were flying were the 4 cultivators from the Ling family, Bailingman, Yao Wang Valley, and Qingshi Taoist Temple who set out from Yan State 100 days ago. In order to avoid trouble on the way, the 4 families traveled together. The number of golden elixirs from the 4 families was different. The Ling family needed to provide 2 golden elixirs, but only Yan State had arrived so far. Because the Bailing sect had a large number of golden elixirs, there were 7 golden elixirs from the 2 major factions of Bailing's Henren and Lingfu Laozu. Xianxing sect also transferred 3 golden elixirs from this sect, including Bailing's Henren, who was also selected by Xianxing sect to be present, and Bailing's Henren's disciple Bao Iden's Henren who was at the 3rd level of golden elixir, and Wu Hong from the faction of Lingfu Laozu. Bailing's Henren, Yang Xiling and Wu Yan, and Lingfu Laozu, who were at the fake elixir level of this sect, were stationed at the sect. Yao Wang Valley and Qingshi Taoist Temple were also selected for golden elixirs. The 2 major forces sent the strongest forces, Yao Wang's Henren and Qingshi Laodao. The total number of golden elixir monks recruited from these 4 forces was 7, which was 1/3 of the current number of golden elixir monks in the Ling family. The Jinan of the 4 forces had no objection to the arrangement of the voice in the Bear Destroying City. Yan State and others who controlled the 4 flying boats also landed the flying boats outside the Bear Destroying City. At this time, the cultivators of the 4 forces of Yan State also felt the magnificence of the Bear Destroying City very intuitively. The Bear Destroying City covers at least 10,000 miles of land, which is extremely large, and the city has 4 walls that are thousands of feet high and deep into the sky. And those walls are still shining with steel luster, and their aura is also the aura of the drowning magic weapon. Obviously, those walls are not ordinary things, but are assembled together by the magic weapons that have been refined. But on such a wall magic weapon, there are countless scratches of the claws of monsters, and countless bloodstains that have long been dried, which only adds a bit of the fierceness of this city. Even a giant cultivator like Yan State, who came here for the first time, couldn't help but be stunned. At this time, hundreds of cultivators wearing Xianxing sect robes also landed on the southern wall of the Bear Mending City in front of them. The sturdy leader did not conceal his aura, and even the key cultivating cultivators could intuitively feel his aura of the 9th level of the Golden Core. This person also greeted with a smile, walked to Yan State and other Golden Core cultivators from the 4 forces of Yan State, and greeted them. Thank you for cooperating with our sect's dispatch. It will take some time for our sect's cultivators to count the number of cultivators you brought and their approximate cultivation levels. I hope you can wait for a moment. Yan State heard this and immediately realized that this person's voice was the voice that asked them to control the flying boat to stop under the Bear Mending City. Looking at the sturdy middle-aged face, his strong blood and aura, and his 9th level of Golden Core, she couldn't help but think of a Golden Core cultivator from the Xianxing sect who was famous for his system. May I ask, fellow Taoist, are you the Taoist Master Hao Quan of the Xianxing sect? The sturdy middle-aged cultivator Master Hao Quan spoke. That's right, the fairy is Madame Ling, right? I have heard for a long time that Madame Ling has a profound cultivation and a beautiful appearance. Today, I see that it is true. Fellow Taoist Ling Pengyun has married a good Taoist partner. This makes me particularly envious. Yan State saw that Master Hao Quan affirmed, and she also felt a touch of respect for him in her heart, and then she bowed to him and said, Fellow Taoist, you are too kind. It is my honor to be able to marry my husband as a Taoist partner. Fellow Taoist, I am disrespectful. This Master Hao Quan is very famous. He not only holds a high position in the Xianxing sect, he is also the strongest among the contemporary cultivators who are focused on cultivating the Xianxing sect, which is not a strong sect. During the last Monster Rebellion, this Master Hao Quan's cultivation was still at the 8th level of the Golden Core. He led a group of cultivators to go deep into the Demon Clan's land and destroyed 3 Golden Core monster clans in succession, and became famous from then on. According to rumors, this person had fought a giant perfection monster with his physical strength and remained undefeated. For this reason, it was also rumored that this Haoquan Zhenren would reach giant perfection sooner or later, and was expected to become the next grand elder of the sect, but it was impossible for him to reach the state of the sect master. This person was over 400 years old, and had long passed the best age for a breakthrough to the nascent soul stage, so there was little possibility of him reaching the nascent soul stage in the future. The position of the sect master, however, required the cultivation of the nascent soul stage. At this time, when Haoquan Zhenren saw Yan Sidai talking, she always mentioned her husband Ling Pengyun, and he actually felt a little more envious of Ling Pengyun, who was famous in the Ling family and whom he had never seen before. No matter where in the world of immortal cultivation, there were generally very few high-level female cultivators, and the female cultivators who could reach the state of the giant stage were all people who were seeking the Tao and had very high vision. The giant female cultivators who were willing to become Taoist partners with Haoquan Zhenren all saw his strength. As a result, even Master Haoquan has not found a female cultivator who is suitable for him and can spend the rest of his life with him. He does not like female cultivators in the foundation building stage. If he can have a good giant Taoist companion, it can be regarded as a great help. The relationship between Madame Ling and fellow Taoist Ling Pengyun is indeed deep. By the way, why didn't fellow Taoist Ling Pengyun come? Master Haoquan showed some kindness to Yan Sidai, and then looked at the group of Ling family cultivators behind Yan Sidai, and said with a smile, "My husband has other things to do, and he will not come with our large army, but he will rush here before the monster rebellion." Yan Sidai explained, "It's a pity. I just happened to have a spare corpse of a late giant monster on hand. I had planned to give it to fellow Taoist Ling Pengyun before the monster rebellion, so that he could help refine it into a beast puppet to increase combat power and deal with the monster rebellion. It seems that this matter can only wait until after the monster rebellion." Master Haoquan said with a little regret. After saying that, he paused slightly and spoke again. "Madam Ling, if you encounter trouble in Red Bear City, just come to me." Hearing this, Yan Sidai immediately understood why Master Haoquan expressed goodwill to her alone. However, Master Haoquan is extraordinary in strength and has a very high status in Xiangxing sect. And she and a group of Ling's cultivators will also live in Meiqing City for a long time. It would also be beneficial to make friends with Master Haoquan. For this reason, she also said, "Then I'll have to trouble you, Taoist Haoquan. When my husband arrives in Red Bear City, I will go with him to meet you." Taoist Haoquan, who is already generous, said, "Ha, you're welcome." Then, Taoist Haoquan even ordered the hundreds of Xiangxing sect cultivators who followed him from the city wall to first count the number of the 50 foundation building cultivators and 3,000 key training cultivators that Yan Sidai brought this time, as well as their exact cultivation levels. Therefore, the Ling family's cultivators entered the Bear Mending City first after a while. Although this matter made by Ling Zhenren and others from Bai Ling sect unhappy, they dared not say much. However, the cultivators from Qingshi Taoist Temple and Yaowang Valley, who were on good terms with the Ling family, did not have any objections to this, and they just waited a little longer to enter the city. They even had some expectations, thinking whether they could use the Ling family to establish some relationship with a 9th-level giant cultivator, Haotu Zhenren, so that when the monster beasts rebelled, they could arrange their forces to some safe places. Horizontal ellipsis. Chapter 811 City Lord Xian Hero Zhenren Entrustment. Time passed slowly. It was November of this year. The monster rebellion was approaching. There was only 1 month left before the monster rebellion would begin. The monster rebellion, a period of war set by the 3 forces of the righteous path, the monster clan, and the demon path, was extremely accurate, not a day or a millimeter off, and no force had ever violated it. At the same time, the forces under the Xiangxing sect had basically arrived at the bear-destroying city. In addition, the Xiangxing sect also summoned a lot of independent cultivators. As a result, this city gathered nearly 200,000 cultivators. The Xiangxing sect also arranged the tasks required by many cultivators in the city during the monster rebellion. Yan Sidai and others who were transferred from the Ling family were given the safest task of guarding the city because of the Xiangxing sect's giant 9th-level body cultivator, Haoquan Zhen. During the monster rebellion, they stayed in the bear-destroying city protected by the 4th-level formation and relied on the formation to garrison. This job was very good. Ordinary Jinden forces under the Xianxing sect, and even some ordinary Jinden elders of the Xianxing sect, are not available. The three forces of Bailing sect, Qingshi Taoist Temple, and Yaowang Valley, which are also from Yan state like the Ling family, are like this. The three major forces were arranged by the Xianxing sect to attack some Jinden monsters in the demonic beast rebellion in the Bear City. They were taken away from the Bear City by the Xianxing sect monks early and went to other areas of the Xianxing country. However, the Xianxing sect did not reveal which side those Jinden monsters belonged to. In the blink of an eye, another half-month passed. In the last half-month before the demonic beast rebellion was about to begin, Ling Pengyun, who had gone to the Wubian Heizioxin world, finally arrived at the Bear City. But what surprised him was that as soon as he entered the Bear City, he was called to the city lord's mansion by the city lord of the Bear City, Xianhuo Zhenren. This heavenly fire immortal was the second elder of the Xianxing sect, who was famous for his cultivation. He had reached the level of golden core perfection and mastered a medium-level fire magic. His strength was extraordinary. Even in the entire Yuanying sect, Xianxing sect, his strength could be ranked in the top 5. Otherwise, it would be difficult for him to become the city lord of the most important city, Mixing City. Soon, Ling Pengyun, under the guidance of a foundation-building cultivator from the Xianxing sect, met the city lord of Mixing City, Heavenly Fire Immortal. Heavenly Fire Immortal was old, with an ordinary appearance, but his eyes were extremely sharp. Ling Pengyun could even feel a burning sensation when he looked into his eyes. In addition, Ling Pengyun had reached the 3rd level of spiritual plants and was extremely sensitive to vitality. He also noticed that Heavenly Fire Immortal's vitality was a little weak. However, he was a little surprised by this. You know, Heavenly Fire Immortal had entered the Golden Core Perfection 100 years ago, and he was as old as 420 or 430 years old at that time. 100 years later, he is about 520 to 530 years old. The lifespan of a Jinden cultivator is only 500 years. If one calculates carefully, Xianhuo Zhenren should have passed away by now. At this age, he is still weak, not decayed and dead. I think this senior has at least 500 to 60 years of life left. I wonder what kind of high-level life-enhancing substance this senior took. Ling Pengyun, as a junior who cultivates the first path, is also quite respectful to Xianhuo Zhenren, who is more than 500 years old. Senior Xianhuo, I wonder if you have called me here, but is there anything I can do? Yes, after the monster rebellion begins, cultivators like me will surely obtain corpses of Jinden monsters, and the intermediate techniques of refining beast puppets that you have mastered can transform Jinden monsters into Jinden beast puppets with extraordinary strength. Therefore, I plan to have you work with an elder of my sect who also masters an intermediate technique of corpse refining to help my sect refine beast puppets from the corpses of Jinden monsters, so as to help our sect improve its combat effectiveness. When the monster rebellion begins, as long as nothing unexpected happens, you can practice in the city like the other practitioners of the 100 arts in my sect, without having to participate in the war. As long as you can ensure that the success rate of corpse refining reaches 30%, for every beast puppet of the early, middle, and late Jinden stage that you refine, my sect can reward you with 100,000, 200,000, and 300,000 war merits respectively, and these war merits can be exchanged for many spiritual objects in the war merit hall of my sect in the city. The magic materials needed for corpse refining are also provided by our sect. Would you like to help our sect? Ling Pengyun was tempted when he heard this. Bear City was the place where the Xianxing sect and the Red Gold Bear clan fought. It was extremely dangerous and there would be many Golden Core Monster Kings. Once he accepted the commission of corpse refining from the Xianxing sect, he could stay in Bear City and not even have to garrison the city. In fact, maybe, if he was lucky, he would not have to leave the quiet room and could quietly get through the entire monster rebellion. Compared to fighting with a Monster King, Ling Pengyun naturally hoped to get through the monster rebellion safely. However, he did not agree, but asked Xianhuo Zhenren. Senior, I just returned to the northern wilderness cultivation realm from other immortal realms and came to this city. I wonder what spiritual objects are in the battle merit hall of this city. I wonder if you can let me see what spiritual objects are there. Xianhuo Zhenren nodded slightly because Ling Pengyun mastered the rare method of refining beast puppets. He took out a spiritual object picture album from his arms and handed it to Ling Pengyun. After all, the northern wilderness cultivation realm was just opened up by the major immortal realms for 10,000 years, and there are not many kinds of inheritance in this immortal realm. For example, there are not many methods of refining corpses, and the methods of refining corpses in the hands of the group of demon cultivators in the eastern demon realm are mostly methods of refining demon corpses from the corpses of cultivators with higher spiritual intelligence. However, there are very few methods of refining beast puppets from the corpses of demon beasts with low spiritual intelligence. After all, the demon beasts have low spiritual intelligence, and the beast puppets refined from them are just like puppets, requiring a lot of spiritual consciousness to control. Even the demon cultivators, who have the talent of corpse refining, are unwilling to spend time to comprehend the way of refining beast puppets. It is better for them to be honest and follow the predecessors to comprehend the way of refining demon corpses with the corpses of cultivators. Moreover, the eastern demon realm where demon cultivators gather is an ally of the demon race, so demon cultivators rarely hunt the demon race. Under these circumstances, the entire northern wilderness immortal cultivation world is not proficient in the way of refining beast puppets. The top-level lower-level beast puppet refining methods are extremely rare, and only a few powerful giant and corpse refining demon sects can master the middle-level beast puppet refining methods. The top-level middle-level beast puppet refining methods are mastered by only 2 or 3 giant and demon sects in the eastern demon realm. As for the superior beast puppet refining method, that can refine beast puppets that are 50% to 60% stronger than ordinary cultivators of the same level, it is said that only the Zhuangzi sect among the 3 Yuanying demon sects in the eastern demon realm that is good at corpse refining has mastered it. But whether this is true, no one knows. Under such circumstances, it is enough to see how rare it is for a righteous cultivator to master a middle-level method of refining beast puppets. That is why Xian Hozhenren paid so much attention to Ling Pengyun and personally met him. Of course, Xian Hozhenren knew that the methods of refining beast puppets mastered by Ling Pengyun were all at the top middle level. After all, the giant and demon corpses that Ling Pengyun had mastered all had the strength of top middle level quality beast puppets. But he knew that Ling Pengyun intended to hide his weakness, and it was rumored that there was a Yuanying sect behind him in the Boundless Sea, so he did not name it. At this time, after Ling Pengyun took the Atlas of Spiritual Objects in the Battle Merit Hall given by Xian Hozhenren, he directly skipped the first level and second level spiritual objects and turned to look at the third level spiritual objects recorded in this atlas. After a while, his eyes lit up. It was because the third level spiritual objects in the atlas were all extraordinary. There are 3 of the 5 elements golden pills that can increase the chance of a cultivator entering the golden pill stage by 30%. There are 10 and 20 of the ordinary golden pills and the second-rate golden pills, respectively. Chapter 812, The Beginning of the Monster Rebellion. The Xiangxing sect is good at refining formations, and there are many of them, as many as 30. There's even a quasi-4th level formation that can exert 30% of the power of a Yuanying Zhenjin cultivator's full-strength attack. However, the war merit required to exchange for this formation is as high as 5 million. This formation can burst out such a strong power because it is not only powerful in itself, but also has a superior third-level top-grade magic weapon worth 1.2 or 3 million spiritual stones as a formation tool. Therefore, even if a quasi-4th-level formation has only one formation tool, it is extremely valuable. There are also many other third-level low-grade alchemy and refining inheritances. It can be said that the third-level spiritual objects in it are in full bloom, which dazzled Ling Pengyun. The Yuanying sect is worthy of being a Yuanying sect. The third-level spiritual objects that the Xiangxing sect brought out this time are not much less than the third-level spiritual objects that the Li family brought out during the battle between good and evil. Ling Pengyun was secretly shocked. Then, Ling Pengyun immediately agreed to the commission of the city lord Xian Hozhenren to refine the beast puppet. Compared with killing monsters to earn military merits, it is naturally easier to earn military merits by refining beast puppets with his extremely high success rate. Xian Hozhenren was very happy about this and promised to take good care of the Ling family monks in the bear-killing city during the subsequent monster rebellion. Ling Pengyun was also very happy about this, and he also asked, "Senior, I wonder if your sect has other plans for Yan State, so you feel at ease to transfer so many monks from Yan State?" Xian Hozhenren's eyes trembled slightly, and he did not answer what Ling Pengyun said, but just said a mysterious sentence. "My friend, This is not something you should know. It's not something I can know either. It's best if you don't ask too much about this. When the monster beasts are in chaos, those who should appear will appear, and those who shouldn't appear will not appear. Ling Pengyun heard this and knew that Xianhou would not tell whether Xianxing sect had any plans for Yan state. He then left the Xianhou city lord's mansion and followed a foundation-building cultivator from the city lord's mansion to the Ling family's cultivator, stationed in the city to meet his wife Yan Sidai. From Yan Sidai, Ling Pengyun also heard about the help that Xianxing sect's giant 9-layer body cultivator Hao Quanzhenren had given to the Ling family. He knew about the ways of the world, so he and his wife Yan Sidai went to visit Hao Quanzhenren. Hao Quanzhenren also took this opportunity to take out several complete monster corpses of late and middle giant stages and said to Ling Pengyun, "Fellow Taoist Ling, this batch of complete monster corpses was collected by me and some giant elders who have a good relationship with me. I want to entrust you to refine them into demon corpses. I wonder if you can help me with this. Of course, my friends and I will not treat you unfairly. As long as you can help me and my friends refine a beast puppet, I and my friends will give you a monster corpse with a cultivation level lower than that of the beast puppet." Ling Pengyun and Yan Sidai's expressions moved slightly when they heard this. Master Hao Quan's cultivation level is as high as the 9th level of Jiandan. The Jiandan elders of Xianxing sect who can compete with such a strong man must be very powerful and must be powerful in Xianxing sect. Although Ling Pengyun had already received the promise of Xianhou city lord, it would be best to make more friends with the Jiandan elders who are in high positions in Xianxing sect. For this reason, Ling Pengyun also agreed to this matter. "Please rest assured, fellow Taoist, I will refine these monster corpses into beast puppets as soon as possible." Seeing Ling Pengyun doing this, Master Hao Quan was also happy. He had seen the power of the middle-level golden elixir beast puppets and demon corpses refined by Ling Pengyun from the hands of Zhao Beigang, the head of the Black Mountain Zhao family, the largest family of the Xianxing sect. Even though his cultivation has reached the 9th level of the golden elixir and his strength is extraordinary, it is also a great help for him to have a few more demon corpses that are not afraid of life and death, and can explode at the necessary moment, and burst out with a powerful attack far beyond their cultivation. And as a senior member of the sect, he also knew that the sect planned to entrust this person to refine beast puppets with the corpses of monsters. Under such circumstances, it was not easy for Ling Pengyun to agree to help. He also thanked Ling Pengyun. "Fellow Taoist, you can take this job in your busy schedule. My friends and I will definitely remember it in our hearts. It's a small matter." Ling Pengyun smiled and chatted with Master Hao Quan for a few more words. He and Yan Sidai also said goodbye and left. Half a month passed quietly. It was the last day of this year. In the early morning of this day, the Xianxing sect gathered nearly 200,000 monks in the city, except for a few who were appointed to refine spiritual objects for the Xianxing sect, on the 4 walls of the bear-bearing city. The light curtain covering the bear-bearing city also became countless times thicker, and a 4th-level aura also spread out from the formation. Such a big commotion also made the faces of the nearly 200,000 monks on the city wall extremely solemn. All the monks knew what was going to happen next. When the scorching sun set, the crescent moon rose, and it was early morning. Countless roars of monsters were heard from the boundless and vast marsh in the darkness in the north of the bare miserable city. An old voice also sounded from the city lord's mansion deep in the market. "Everyone, since the monster rebellion, follow me to block the first wave of beasts formed by the monsters under the Red Gold Bear clan. As long as this wave of beasts passes, the situation will be stable. And if it fails, you all know what will happen to you." The next moment, a fiery red escape light flew out of the city lord's mansion and landed on a deliberately left empty space in the middle of the north wall of the market, revealing the figure of Xianhou, the city lord of Bear Miserable City. At the same time, in a corner of the north wall, among the more than 3,000 monks wearing Ling's Taoist robes, Yan Sidai shouted to the surrounding people, "When the battle comes later, I need to go somewhere else to the other golden elixirs in the city to set up the 3rd-level formation, so it will be difficult for me to take care of you. Therefore, from now on, you must be careful, and you must help each other. Don't abandon your clansmen. Once the army is unstable and the clansmen lose trust, it will be useless for us to gather together. Do you understand?" The surrounding Ling family cultivators were shocked when they heard this, and they all responded immediately. "Understood, Ancestor Sidai." Seeing this, Yan Sai still showed some worry. After all, the next beast tide is the first wave of beast tide formed by the Red Gold Bear clan. And the first wave of beast tide formed by the Red Gold Bear clan has always been extraordinary, gathering at least 70% of the strength of the Red Gold Bear clan. This first wave of beast tide is also the strongest impact. The fiercest start of the war, followed by a protracted war, wearing each other out. This is the common method used by the righteous and the demon clans, and the common method used by the demons is to take advantage of the unprepared sneak attack. Under such circumstances, Yan Sai also sent a message to the core members of the family who followed her this time, the 5 sons of the Ling family, including the god of killing Ling Changsha, the silkworm breeder Ling Changping, and the Ling family's 6th son, the spiritual plant genius Ling Wanchuan, the earth magic cultivator Ling Wanduo, the spiritual consciousness genius Ling Wangsu, the battle madman Ling Wanlian who was originally an alchemist but loved fighting, the magic corpse genius Ling Libing, and the beast control genius Ling Lihu. You should pay more attention to the safety of the clan members later. If the clan members are in danger, rescue them in time. It is not easy for the family to train the clan members. Chapter 813, Battle of Formations. At the same time, deep in the depths of the bear-killing city, there is a huge space deep underground in a secluded attic. In the center of this space, there is an extremely large stone bed, on which is placed a wolf demon corpse with an aura as high as the initial stage of the Golden Collar. Ling Pengyun, who was appointed by the Lord of Xianhero City to help refine the corpse, kept walking around the wolf demon corpse and using the corpse refining secret technique of the divine sense pen to draw special black lines on the corpse. And every time a black line is added to the body of the golden core wolf demon, the demonic energy on its body will become more concentrated. At this time, Ling Pengyun also heard the sound coming from outside the city. He paused slightly, then turned his head and looked towards the north city wall, with a bit of special color in his expression. The main battlefield between the Xiangxing sect and the Red Gold Bear clan is about to start. I'm afraid that the Yan state will also be invaded by the demon clan. I don't know what the Xiangxing sect has prepared. Zanian waved his hand, and he also put his whole body and mind into the corpse refining process again to avoid failure. He and a few high-level 100 arts practitioners began to work for the Xiangxing sect when they received the Xiangxing sect's commission to refine various spiritual objects. Because the spiritual objects needed to be refined took too long, and they tried to refine high-level beast puppets, high-level spiritual talismans, high-level elixirs, etc. as soon as possible. After several hours, the night was getting deeper and deeper, and countless lights were lit in the bear-destroying city, illuminating the 50,000 square meter area around the city. However, in the dark land north of the bear-destroying city, the roars of demon beasts were getting more and more, and clearer. Even the sound of countless swift footsteps could be clearly heard, and the ground began to shake, as if the area was earthquake-stricken. The monks on the 4 walls of the bear-mending city in the southeast, northwest, and northeast also became nervous. The next moment, countless black shadows rushed out from the darkness in the north and broke into the 50,000 li area covered by countless lights in the bear-mending city. With the help of the lights in the city, the monks in the city immediately saw that the countless black shadows were countless ferocious monsters. Among them, the more than 60 monsters leading the way were all extraordinary and powerful, and all of them were dozens of feet in size. Their cultivation was as high as the Golden Core realm. The countless low-level monsters following behind them lined up in an orderly manner, like a mortal army in the mortal world, with countless murderous auras, and constantly emitting crazy roars from their mouths. Like a group of mad demons, with the momentum of trampling everything, they followed the more than 60 golden core demon kings who were like generals and rushed towards the bear-mending city. At a glance, the number of low-level monsters was at least 1 million, and countless monsters continued to rush out from the darkness, making the monster army in the world larger and larger. The nearly 200,000 monks stationed in the bear-bearing city shuddered when they saw it. But before they could think about it, the Lord of bear-bearing city Xianhero Zhenren, who was standing on the south wall, took off into the sky on a rock covered with fiery red feathers in order to better command the monks in the city. Then, he shot a huge fireball to the north. With the illumination of the fireball, the darkness farther to the north was illuminated. Tens of thousands of miles away, the entire monster army that was rushing on the ground was also in the side of the monks. Although the number of giant and monster kings was still more than 60, the number of low-level monsters was as high as nearly 10 million, which was particularly huge, like a torrent. Even Xian Herozhenren, who had experienced several times of resisting the invasion of the Red Gold Bear clan, could not help but be slightly moved when he saw this scene. However, he quickly reacted and ordered the monks in the city. "Everyone, follow the pre-war drills, activate the formation flags in your hands, activate the formation, and prepare for battle." As soon as these words fell, the monks standing on the four walls of the city took out a formation flag. Some monks with higher cultivation even held multiple formation flags and controlled a formation disc. In the next moment, the roar of the formations sounded one after another, and more than 400 formations were raised in the city, and the grades of those formations were not lower than the second level. There were nearly 100 third-level formations. At the same time, deeper in the dark curtain outside the city to the north, the majestic roar of the bear in the early morning was heard again. The more than 60 golden elixir monsters outside the bear-killing city also sacrificed formation flags and formation discs. Moreover, the nearly 1 million key training and foundation-building clansmen of the more than 60 giant and demon kings and the huge group of low-level demon beasts all desperately ran to the side of the more than 60 demon kings, and cooperated with the more than 60 demon kings to build more than 60 third-level formations. Afterwards, among the remaining half of the low-level demon beasts, some of the foundation-building perfection or late foundation-building demon beasts with great intelligence also gathered some clansmen and built about 200 formations, but they were all second-level formations, and there were also many first-level formations. Obviously, those foundation-building demon beasts had difficulty in arranging high-level formations due to their intelligence, or there were other reasons. And the 260 formations built by these demon clans were all defensive formations. The formation light curtains also covered the huge army of demon beasts. In addition, among the demon beast army, there were still nearly 70%, about 7 million low-level demon beasts, who had their hands free and did not activate the formation, and still retained the strength to win. This matter also made the monks in the bear-destroying city very worried. When the Red Gold Bear clan army broke into the 10,000 li territory of bear-destroying city, the Skyfire Immortal who was suspended in the air also shouted loudly, "Use all your strength to activate the formation, exhaust the power stored in the formation, and make sure to break the more than 200 formations held up by the demon army." The monks in the city took the order and immediately took action, medley transferring spiritual power and activating the formation with all their strength. In an instant, countless attack methods flashing bright lights appeared in this world and killed out, bombarding the more than 200 defensive formations held up by the demon army outside the city, causing a series of roaring sounds. Those defensive formations also aroused huge waves. Even, a series of shattering sounds came from those defensive formations, and those defensive formations were broken. After a while, the more than 200 formations held up by the demon army were all blasted to pieces. The more than 400 attack formations that rose up in the bear-extinguishing city still had a lot of spare power left. With their combined power, they directly submerged 3 to 4 million low-level monsters. In the end, nearly half of the monsters were crushed by the attacks, and the remaining 2 million low-level monsters that survived were also seriously injured. Such a huge loss also made the remaining low-level monsters in the monster army feel a little fear in their hearts. Those giant monster kings who had injured a large number of their own races were even more furious. "Human race, you dare to kill my people, you really deserve to die." Many giant and monster kings were furious, and they led the monster army to rush towards the bear-extinguishing city at a faster speed. The low-level monsters following behind them were a little scared, but under the pressure of the giant and monster kings, they could only bite their scalps and continue to rush towards the bear-extinguishing city. Although the cultivators stationed in the bear-mending city achieved great success in one strike, killing 1/5 of the army of monsters, the formation that they had previously activated had consumed too much of the accumulated power of the earth veins, fire veins, etc., resulting in a large reduction in power, making it difficult for them to launch such a powerful offensive. Chapter 814 The sudden appearance of a strong man. But at this moment, the soaring heavenly fire immortal also took out a formation disc depicting countless stars. "Where is the Taoist friend who urged the formation with me?" Yam Sidai, who had been in the city and had not moved, was shocked when she heard this. She immediately took out a formation flag with an aura of the 4th level from her storage bag, and soared up to the side of the heavenly fire immortal in the air. In addition, there were a full 34 giant and cultivators who did the same. If Yansui and Heavenly Fire Immortal were included, there would be a total of 36 people in the group. At this moment, the City Lord Heavenly Fire Immortal also pinched his fingers to condense the seal and hide the star formation disc in front of him. With a dazzling starlight flashing, the formation flags in front of the 36 Jindans were all suspended in the air, divided into various places, and unexpectedly gathered into a powerful 4th level lower grade formation. And this formation is the Xiangang Star Sword formation that the Xianxing sect showed its power when the righteous and the evil were in chaos. As soon as the spiritual light of this formation flashed, it shot out a full 72 star sword lights containing infinite destructive power, sweeping towards the more than 60 giant and demon kings in the demon army that rushed out of the city. Those giant and demon kings felt the power of the starlight and felt a life and death crisis, and their hair stood up. They also hurriedly sacrificed their own defensive magic weapons and propped up a series of defensive light curtains to cover themselves. However, before the 72 star sword lights fell, a loud shout came from deeper in the black curtain in the north. "You bunch of human waste, dare to point the 4th level formation at my people. After I break the city, I will definitely swallow you into my stomach." Then, a stream of light with a huge breath suddenly flew out from the black curtain and greeted the 72 star sword lights shot out by the 4th level formation in the bear-killing city. But just as the two were about to collide, 72 formation flags flew out from the bear-mending city, directly covering the stream of light that flew out from the black curtain. A thick light curtain also trapped the stream of light. Although the stream of light was extremely powerful, it only caused a small wave when it hit the light curtain of the formation. The stream of light paused slightly and revealed its shape. It was a rare mace spiritual treasure that was hundreds of feet long, covered with sharp barbs, and had a red-gold color. The aura was as high as the 4th level lower grade realm. The formation constructed by the 72 formation flags was naturally not weak, and had a great origin. This formation was the only 4th level lower grade innate formation of the famous Xianxing Zhenjin of the Xianxing sect, the Xianxing Yuanmi Great Formation. The 2nd level of the nascent soul. Red Gold Bear, you have finally made some progress in the past thousands of years. But, compared to me, you are still a long way behind. A teasing smile came from the depths of the bear-killing city. The next moment, a middle-aged cultivator dressed like a scholar quietly appeared beside the Skyfire City Lord and others who were flying in the air to build a 4th level formation. Xianxing's Henjin was in the market before. Yansui saw the cultivator dressed like a scholar and muttered to herself, and at the same time felt relieved. The Xianxing's Henjin dressed like a scholar also said to the Skyfire City Lord, "Red Gold Bear, I will block it. Junior brother Xianhou, you quickly mobilize the Xiangang Star Sword formation and kill more giant and monster kings." The Lord of Xianhou City nodded lightly, and then controlled the starlight array in front of him, leading the 36 Jindans to work together to open the 72 Xiangang sword lights of the formation, bypassing the Xianxing Yuanmi formation that trapped the 4th level lower grade spiritual treasure mace, and turned directly to kill the more than 60 giant and monster kings at the front of the monster army. Although those monster kings all sacrificed their defensive magic weapons, those 3rd level defensive magic weapons were easily shattered like thin paper under the attack of the 72 Xiangang sword lights that were comparable to the full strength attack of the early Yuanying cultivators. Those sword lights also passed through the bodies of the giant and monster kings, taking their lives. In the blink of an eye, 10 monster kings died tragically at the hands of the formation. Among the demon kings, the most powerful old golden bear sighed helplessly when he saw this. Then, his aura quickly rose and he actually reached the pseudo-infant realm. He also sacrificed a quasi-4th level red gold claw and wore it on both hands. A 3rd level upper grade giant armor appeared on his body. When all the changes fell, he rushed towards the 72 Xiangang Star Sword lights that had penetrated the demon beast army, and actually used the pair of red gold claws on his hands to fight against them. The strength of this bear was also extraordinary. It actually shattered nearly 70% of the Xiangang Star Sword lights. However, it also exhausted its remaining strength. Its strong aura became full of twilight and death. It was even found an opportunity by a Xiangang Star Sword light and was thrown hundreds of feet away. The 3rd level upper grade giant armor on its body was directly broken, and the sword light also pierced its body. However, the vitality of this bear was extremely strong. It did not die directly, but was seriously injured. "Why are you all standing there? Join forces to block the remaining 30% of the sword light." If you delay our plan to break through the demon-destroying city in one fell swoop, we will eat you all." The more than 50 demon kings who were dodging did not dare to delay after hearing this. They all burst out with all their strength and sacrificed their respective attack magic weapons, and finally blocked the remaining 30% of the star sword light. However, soon, another 72 star sword lights with power that was nearly half weaker, as well as a large number of ordinary attack methods launched by formations, came. For a moment, the remaining 8 million demon beasts were suppressed by the cultivators in the bear-destroying city who numbered only 200,000. The only Yuanying demon king of the Red Gold Bear clan also flew out from the deeper part of the Black Curtain in the north. The 4th level inferior spiritual treasure mace that was previously launched by the Black Curtain was launched by this bear. This bear was more than 300 feet tall, like a small mountain, and the breath was extremely bloody. It was also wearing a set of 4th level red gold armor. This armor was the strongest defensive treasure of the Red Gold Bear clan. This precious armor was also one of the 2 4th level spiritual treasures of this clan. The other one was the 4th level inferior red gold wolf tooth club that this bear had previously struck. 4th level spiritual treasures were particularly rare. Generally, it was good enough for a Yuanying Zhenjin to have one. The Red Gold Bear clan had accumulated for tens of thousands of years and only had 2. This huge Red Gold Bear demon king also clashed with Xiangxing's Zhenjin. The two fought and broke up a lot of the surrounding space. Countless spiritual power fluctuations appeared around, sweeping the earth. Many low-level monsters that were close to them were directly crushed by the aftermath. However, before the battle lasted long, the Red Gold Bear Demon King fell into disadvantage and was suppressed by Xiangxing's Zhenjin with the Xiangxing Yuan extermination formation. Even this bear was forced to activate the 4th level red gold armor on his body, propping up a solid defensive light curtain to resist the Xiangxing Imnidun light waves that the Xiangxing Imnidun array occasionally shut out. The defensive light curtain was soon cracked. The Red Gold Bear Demon King, who was full of confidence because of his cultivation and was ready to compete with Xiangxing's Zhenjin, was suddenly filled with helplessness. But at this moment, it suddenly felt something strange behind it. But before it could react, a rocket formed by countless black-red flames and containing some of the true meaning of the Great Dao suddenly shot out from the void thousands of feet behind it and hit the cracked light curtain supported by the 4th level red gold armor on its body. Is this a magical power? The Red Gold Bear Demon King was shocked. Chapter 815, 4th Order 10,000 Miles Teleportation Array. But it was difficult for it to mobilize other means to resist. Its attacking spiritual treasure, the Red Gold Mace, was trapped by the formation of Xiangxing's Zhenjin, and it was difficult to defend. In desperation, it could only use various innate spells and the top intermediate magical power Gold Claw mastered by the Red Gold Bear clan, and transformed into a huge claw of hundreds of feet to meet the rocket. But those attacks were all blocked by a light curtain transformed by Xiangxing's Zhenjin's innate formation. "You dare to be distracted when fighting with me?" Xiangxing's Zhenjin sneered. The Red Gold Bear King's expression changed drastically, and the light curtain supported by the red gold armor around it was broken by the mysterious black rocket before 3 breaths passed. The rocket also directly bombarded the red gold armor body, causing a sound of iron ringing. This incomparably strong treasure armor was easily shattered by the rocket. The rocket also pierced nearly half of it and directly penetrated the armor, piercing through most of the flesh and blood of the Red Gold Bear King, and emitting endless black flames, burning a lot of the flesh and blood of the Red Gold Bear Demon King. Even more, a lot of black flames spread along its hair to all parts of its body. The Red Gold Bear Demon King also kept wailing in pain. It also hurriedly used its palms and mobilized its spiritual power to stop the flames from spreading. It took a lot of effort to put out the flames. However, it also became extremely embarrassed and even bloody. 1/3 of its body was burned to ashes, and bones could be seen. There was even a very special fire poison in its body that could devour spiritual power. The more spiritual power it used to expel it, the more fire poison it had. Under such circumstances, even the Red Gold Bear King would find it difficult to get rid of the fire poison in a short time, and it was shocked. In the past few hundred years, it had fought with Xiangxing's Zhenjin several times, but it had never seen Xiangxing's Zhenjin master such a powerful fire arrow feather magic. According to the estimation of the Red Gold Bear King, the level of that magic power must have reached at least the superior level, and the caster must be a powerful Zhenjin in the early stage of the nascent soul, Otherwise the arrow feather magic would not be able to burst out with a power comparable to the full force of the middle stage of the nascent soul's engine. And its eyes were fixed on the void where the rocket suddenly shot out, and it kept roaring at the ground. Get out. Xianxing's engine smiled when he saw this. Dao Iao, it seems that you have been discovered, so don't hide, follow me to attack this bear. The void trembled, and a voice came out. If I hadn't attacked the bear, otherwise, with a bear's cultivation, how could it have discovered my trace? Then, a fire phoenix covered with the black and red feathers suddenly appeared. The red gold bear king was shocked when he saw this. The red fire phoenix of the Li family of Yuan state that has just entered the nascent soul stage. Why is this phoenix here? Moreover, this phoenix has mastered superior magical powers. The red gold bear king was immediately puzzled. Superior magical powers are extremely rare. Even the red gold bear clan does not have such magical powers. The Li family, which is of the same strength as its clan, naturally does not have such magical powers. In the northern wilderness, only the three major immortal sects of the righteous path that have many nascent souls, and a few large clans in the boundless vast marsh have such magical powers. After thinking fruitlessly, the Bear King also spoke up to persuade the Red Fire Phoenix to retreat. Red Fire Phoenix, aren't you afraid that the golden-winged tiger clan next to your Li family will take advantage of this period of monster chaos, and you are not here to destroy your clan in one fell swoop? The Red Fire Phoenix sneered with a proud face. The golden-winged tiger clan wants to destroy my clan. Do you overestimate them or underestimate me? After killing you, I can still return to my Li family to take charge. After saying that, the phoenix opened his mouth and spit out a scarlet sword and a longbow. The scarlet sword was the evil dragon sword that the Red Fire Phoenix had taken from the Yindu's Henjin during the early years of the war between the righteous and the evil in the Yuan kingdom. Although the sword was tempered with all the magic energy by the fire of the phoenix during the battle and turned into a sword embryo, with the help of several pieces of 4th grade fire spirit iron that the Li family has saved over the years, the evil dragon sword embryo, which was originally as high as the 4th grade middle grade, has also re-entered the 4th grade realm. The sword was also named Fire Phoenix Sword by the Fire Phoenix. And the longbow was naturally the Fire Phoenix Bow, the spiritual treasure of the Li family. As for the superior magical power that the phoenix just displayed, it was a gift from the few Fire Phoenix bloodlines in the body after the phoenix entered the nascent soul. The magical power was called Burning Rocket. This magical power can burn everything and turn it into boost. As the phoenix's expression became stern, the Fire Phoenix sword also turned into a sword light and killed out, and a flame arrow feather appeared on the Fire Phoenix bow, automatically pulling the bowstring and shooting out. The Red Gold Bear King attacked by the Phoenix could only barely fend off the Heavenly Star Master before, and was attacked by the Red Fire Phoenix, causing the fire poison to invade, making it difficult to exert its full strength. The Red Fire Phoenix, which had mastered 2 spiritual treasures, was not weak, and it was suddenly a little overwhelmed. In desperation, it came up with the idea of retreating. It also called out to the large number of demons attacking the bear-destroying city below. Retreat for this emperor. Upon hearing this, the group of demons below immediately retreated like a tide. The Red Gold Bear King also used the method of enhancing strength afterwards, breaking the offensive of the Red Fire Phoenix and the Heavenly Star Master, and escaped. Knowing that he was of the bloodline of the Fire Phoenix clan, the Red Fire Phoenix was extremely arrogant, and it felt particularly sorry for this. If I could keep the bear, I could get the armor on the bear, and my only defensive flaw could be made up. However, True Lord Xianxing had a bit more joy on his face. He knew very well the strength of the Red Gold Bear King, and it would be very difficult to kill such a strong man. If 3 true lords of the early nascent soul stage attacked it together, there would be some chances, but it would be impossible for him and the Red Fire Phoenix to do so. It was not easy to seriously injure the Red Gold Bear King and repel him. True Lord Xianxing was also satisfied with this. Then, he bowed to the Red Fire Phoenix beside him. Dao Iao, thank you for this time. Facing True Lord Xianxing, whose cultivation was as high as the peak of the early nascent soul stage, the Red Fire Phoenix was less arrogant and more concerned. Well, although I didn't kill the Red Gold Bear King this time and helped your sect to pacify the Red Gold Bear clan, the escaped Red Gold Bear King was poisoned by the burning fire poison attached to my magical power, and it will take at least 200 years to recover. In addition, after what happened today, the bear should not dare to do anything else during the monster beast chaos. You should also follow me to my Li family. Xiangxing's Henjin nodded lightly, and followed a red fire phoenix into a quiet room in the city lord's mansion deep in the market. The floor of this quiet room is made of special materials and is extremely smooth, and it is covered with special array patterns. If Ling Pengyun were here, he would find that these array patterns are roughly the same as the array patterns of the teleportation array he discovered in his early years. At the same time, Xiangxing's Henjin made a finger gesture, and the array patterns on the ground gradually flashed with spiritual light, and he and the red fire phoenix were also shrouded in spiritual light. With a buzzing sound, the man and the phoenix disappeared and appeared in the Golden Wing City in the territory of Yuan State controlled by the Yuanying clan, which was 10 to 20 million miles away and was used to resist the Yuanying Demon Clan Golden Wing Tiger Clan. This 4th level teleportation array is really useful. The red fire phoenix looked around and sighed when he saw that he had returned to his own territory. It's good, but in order to set up this array, we have used up the void treasure crystal vein that we got from the Yindu sect in the early years. Xiangxing's Henjin said with a little pain. In the early years, during the chaos between the righteous and the evil, the Xiangxing sect helped the Li family deal with the Yindu sect because of the void treasure crystal vein in the Xiangxing sect's territory. At that time, Liu Haojin, the Yuanying seed of the Xiangxing sect, also used the array to directly migrate the vein back to the Xiangxing sect. After a period of time, the Xiangxing sect also obtained a lot of 3rd level void treasure crystals from the vein, and even a quasi 4th level void treasure crystal. If the mineral vein is allowed to nurture it for thousands of years, it may help it enter the 4th level, but the Xiangxing sect and the Li family can't wait. Xiangxing's Henjin also used the quasi 4th level void treasure crystal and nearly 10 valuable 3rd level void treasure crystals to set up this 4th level teleportation array between the Bear Killing City and the Golden Wing City, specifically to deal with this monster chaos. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 816, Dangers of White Clouds and Mountains. You are right. If we can get a few void crystal mineral veins and connect the 7 righteous countries into one, we may be able to catch the demons attacking various countries by surprise and severely damage them during this monster beast chaos. Earlier, the Red Gold Bear King could not escape. The Red Fire Phoenix was still thinking about the red gold armor on the Red Gold Bear King. The territories of the 7 righteous countries are extremely vast. Even the Yuanying True Lord can hardly cross a country in a short time. Under such circumstances, the Yuanying True Lords of the major forces generally dare not leave their own forces at will during the monster beast chaos to help other forces, so as not to be attacked by the Yuanying demons. After all, the Yuanying demons are not stupid. When the True Lord Xiangxing heard what the Red Fire Phoenix said, his face also showed some hope. The strategic significance of the void crystal mineral veins is particularly important, but this mineral vein is also extremely rare. In the 10,000 years since the entire northern wilderness Zeuxan world was opened up, only a few have been found. Apart from the mineral vein that the Li family and Xiangxing sect secretly seized in the territory of Yindu sect, the discoverers of the other mineral veins were all the 3 immortal sects of Wu state that had many Yuanying. It was with the help of those mineral veins that the 3 immortal sects established connections with the major cultivation worlds. It's getting late, fellow Taoist Chihiro. We should also go together to encircle and suppress the golden-winged tiger that led the army of monsters to attack your clan. That golden-winged tiger is weaker than the Red Gold Bear King. It has been stuck at the peak of the 1st level of the Yuanying for many years. Perhaps, we have a chance to kill it. Xiangxing's Henjin said. Chihu Fang heard this, his eyes suddenly lit up, and he immediately flew out of the attic and went out to the outside world. Xiangxing's Henjin followed closely. What came into view was that tens of millions of monsters surrounded the entire Golden Wing City. Even the Yuanying golden-winged tiger of the golden-winged tiger clan had appeared early and was attacking the city. If it weren't for the 2 4th-level formations protecting the Golden Wing City, I'm afraid the city would have been breached long ago. One of the 4th-level formations is the city's defense formation, which is activated by several quasi-4th-level spiritual veins deep underground in the city. The other formation was lent to the Li family by Xiangxing's Henjin, and it was activated by countless cultivators in the city. The Red Fire Phoenix and Xiangxing's Henjin did not delay and directly killed the Yuanying Golden Winged Tiger outside the city. The Golden Winged Tiger saw the two Yuanying fighting forces appear, so it naturally turned around and ran, but the speed of the Red Fire Phoenix was so fast that it was caught up after a while. Xiangxing's Henjin also arrived quickly and trapped it directly with the help of his own formation, the Xiangxing Destroy in Yuan formation. The three Yuanying's Henjins gradually fought fiercely. At the same time, Destroy Bear City. Yan Sidai, who had cooperated with the city lord Xianhero's Henrin to construct the 4th level Xiangang Star Sword formation, was able to put down her burden because the monster army retreated. She also landed at the corner of the South City wall where the Ling family monks were. Seeing that the 3,000 Ling family key training monks and 50 foundation building monks were all fine, but they had just used up too much spiritual power to activate the formation attack, she was relieved. On the other side, Yam State, the front line. The Bayun Mountains, which are closest to the boundless and vast lake of the Monster Clan, and the wasteland at the junction of the original Monster Clan's Winged Shadow Tiger Clan. On a barren mountain, Ling Yanhong, the head of the Ling clan, stood here, looking at the boundless and vast lake in the north, his face full of worry. I don't know how many Monster Kings will attack this time. Now, he is not stationed on the 3 3rd-level spiritual mountains of Bayun, Baisong, and Baian, but appeared here to investigate the number of monsters that attacked this time. The reason why he came here was naturally because of his high cultivation level. At present, there are only 2 late Jinden cultivators in Yan State. One is Bai Ling's Henrin, who is at the 8th level of Jinden, and the other is Yao Wang's Henrin of Yao Wang Valley. Apart from that, most of the rest are early Jinden cultivators, and there are few middle Jinden cultivators. In addition to Ling Pengyun and others who went to the Xiangxing State to garrison in the Bear City, there are only 2 middle Jinden cultivators, Ling Yunhuang and Ling Fu, patriarch of Bailingmen, among the Jinden cultivators stationed in Yan State. Of the 2 of them, Ling Yunhuang, who has mastered a middle-level magical power, is naturally more skilled. As a spy, Ling Yunhuang is better at investigating the movements of the demons who want to attack Yan State. If he is discovered, he will have a greater chance of escaping. At this moment, countless footsteps came from the north, which was originally the territory of the Winged Shadow Tiger clan. Ling Yanhuang was also startled by this. He looked up and, with the help of pupil technique, he also saw the strange things through the dark curtain at night. It was a large area of densely packed monsters, probably more than 1 million in number. The leader was the Demon King of the Red Gold Bear clan, an old acquaintance of Yan State. The Demon King had an extraordinary momentum and a very smooth aura. He had already entered the realm of golden core perfection. Moreover, this bear was sitting on a talisman, controlling the talisman to fly, very imposing, like a cultivator. In addition, there were 35 Demon Kings with auras as high as the golden core level and different appearances beside him. Among them, there were also a few red gold bears in the golden core realm, but most of them were Demon Kings from other demon clans. I didn't expect that the Red Gold Bear clan actually divided a full 20 Golden Core Demon Kings to attack the Bayun Mountains. Aren't they afraid that the main battlefield of Xiangxing country will be defeated by Xiangxing sect? Ling Yanhong saw the scene and frowned. 20 Jinden Demon Kings are a lot, and the Red Gold Bear clan is not stupid. They will definitely not let Yan State have an easy time. If they only attack the Bayun Mountains, they will definitely send Demon Kings to attack other areas, so as to penetrate into the hinterland of Yan State and surround the Bayun Mountains from the rear. In total, the number of Jinden Demon Kings attacking Yan State may be as many as 30. And the number of such Jinden Demon Kings is twice the number of Jinden in Yan State today. It is extremely rare to mobilize so many Jinden Demon Kings to attack the Bayun Mountains. Yan State is not weak. Yan State has 4 Jinden forces. The entire Xiangxing sect has a territory of 10 million or 20 million miles, and there are only a few dozen Jinden forces. Even if Xiangxing sect is included, the total number is only 100 Jinden. Even though the Red Gold Bear clan and its subordinate Jinden forces are natives of the northern wilderness cultivation world, and the various Jinden spiritual creatures in this clan are more than those of the Xiangxing sect, even so, the entire Red Gold Bear clan has only 30% more Jinden Demon Kings than the Xiangxing sect. Under such circumstances, the number of Jinden Demon Kings sent by the Red Gold Bear clan to attack the Bayun Mountains this time accounts for 20% to 30% of the total number of Jindens in this clan. The Red Gold Bear clan has always been inferior to the Xianxing sect due to its Yuan combat power, and it is only because of the large number of Jindans under its command that it can steadily defend the territory. Now that this clan has sent so many Jindan demon kings here, the strength of this clan on the Xianxing sect's main battlefield will definitely not be strong. Of course, it makes sense that the Red Kite Demon Queen would bring so many demon kings to attack the Baiyun Mountains. The 3 third-level spiritual veins in the Baiyun Mountains, which were originally occupied by a Baiyun spirit fox demon king in the Middle Jindan period, were occupied by the Yan state cultivators since the early morning when the Monster Beast Rebellion began, and the Baiyun spirit fox king was even driven away. The Yan state cultivators also built 3 high-level formations on the 3 third-level spiritual veins. The power of the 3 formations combined is extremely strong. If they are not broken, even if the Red Kite Demon Queen leads a group of demon kings to occupy the rest of the Yan state, it will be difficult for the Yan state to be completely destroyed. In fact, the strength of the Yan state will not be lost much. After all, the Baiyun Mountains can gather a large number of Yan state cultivators and outsiders. Chapter 817, Decades of Planning begins today. The Northern Wilderness Cultivation World also has an agreement that it is not allowed to occupy the other party's third-level spiritual veins during the period of non-monster beast chaos. Therefore, the Red Kite Demon Queen planned to lead the army to destroy the Baiyun Mountains, wipe out the foundation of Yan State, and then occupy Yan State in one fell swoop. As for the previous monster beast chaos, the Red Gold Bear clan usually only divided a dozen golden elixir demon kings to besiege Yan State and entangle Yan State's golden elixir. After all, Yan State is just a remote place for the Red Gold Bear clan, and there are no strong people. The real enemy of the Red Gold Bear clan is the Xianxing sect. Even if the Red Kite Demon Queen who came here with her natal spirit talisman hates our Yan State because our Yan State killed her only offspring, this demon queen has always been known as the Red Gold Bear clan's top think tank, and all the affairs of this clan are handled by the Demon Queen. Under such circumstances, the Demon Queen will definitely not watch the Red Gold Bear clan being defeated in the main battlefield in Xianxing country due to the lack of a few giant and demon kings. If that's the case, I'm afraid it would only dare to do so if the Demon King of the Red Gold Bear clan has a breakthrough in strength and is confident that he can stop Xianxing's engine. If that's the case, the Red Gold Bear clan may have some advantages because they have more giant and demon kings than the Xianxing sect. If that happens, the main battlefield will suffer, and our Yan State will be in trouble. I don't know what Yan State's backup plan is, and whether it can keep our Yan State peaceful. Ling Yunhong sighed lightly, and then turned into a beam of light, returning to the first line of defense of Yan State, the Baiyun Mountains. At this time, the Red Kite Bear Queen, who led millions of monsters in the north, also crossed tens of thousands of miles and noticed Ling Yunhong's trail. But the distance was too far, and it was not good at escaping, so it was difficult to catch up with Ling Yunhong, so it let Ling Yunhong go. However, a hint of murderous intent appeared in its eyes. I'll see how long you can escape. When I attack the Baiyun Mountains, it will be the day of your tragic death. Then, it roared to the sky, signaling the monsters behind it to speed up. Not long after, these millions of monsters also completely left the boundless vast marshland and stepped into the wasteland covering hundreds of thousands of miles separated from the Baiyun Mountains. At their speed, I'm afraid they will soon reach the Baiyun Mountains. But at this moment, a dull male voice came from the center of the wasteland covering hundreds of thousands of miles. Set up the formation. As the dull sound of the formation opening rang out, the ground of the entire wasteland began to shake, and the formations flew out from the depths of the ground and merged with each other. Seeing this, the Red Kite Demon Queen, who had just led millions of monsters into the wasteland, suddenly showed a bit of fear on her face and shouted loudly. Quickly disperse, run out of this damn wasteland, the human race has set a trap. As soon as it finished speaking, it madly transferred its demonic power into the huge life spirit talisman sitting on it, and used all its strength to control the talisman to leave the wasteland. The millions of monsters who heard the Red Kite Demon Queen's call also panicked, and the monsters immediately scattered. But all this was in vain. They had already penetrated nearly 100,000 miles into the wasteland. Even if a Yuaning's engine did not master special magical skills, he would not be able to cross so many lands in a few breaths, let alone the Red Kite Demon Queen and other Jindan, key training, and foundation-building monsters. 10 breaths later, countless array patterns floating in the sky gathered into a huge array, covering the surrounding 300,000 miles of land. All the monsters in this land, without exception, were trapped in the array. A breath of array that was close to the 4th level and stronger than the ordinary quasi-4th level array, suddenly came from the array. The next moment, the faint man's voice came again. Array device. Exit. The huge quasi-4th level array in this wasteland shook in the void, and the ground in 9 different directions of this array suddenly began to crack. The sound of mountains collapsing and earth cracking also sounded. Soon, 9 fist-sized seal magic weapons with yellow spiritual light and a breath of up to the 3rd grade upper grade rose from the depths of the ground into the sky. The formation also poured countless formation power into the 9 magic weapons. The 9 magic weapons flashed with spiritual light, spun around, and quickly grew to a size of 100 feet. Their auras temporarily entered the quasi-4th grade level. A series of heavy auras also came out from the 9 magic weapons. Destroy. The 9 seal magic weapons, which were as big as a small mountain, turned into 9 huge streams of light like meteorites falling from the sky, and smashed directly in the direction of the red kite bear queen. Come and protect this queen. If you are extraordinary, my husband will definitely destroy the entire clan behind you. Seeing this, the red kite demon queen, who used a life spirit talisman to escape, felt cold all over her body. She also hurriedly shouted to the other 19 demon kings in the surrounding demon beast group. The faces of the 19 giant and demon kings from different demon tribes suddenly changed when they heard this. Previously, in order to persuade them to attack the state of Yan, the red kite demon queen had said all kinds of nice things to them and even gave them many spiritual objects. Otherwise, they would have gone to the main battlefield to see if they could kill a few giant and monks as food for cultivation, and would not have come to this remote place. On the other hand, the attitude of the red kite bear queen now chilled them. As giant and demon kings, they all had a lifespan of more than 1,000 years, and they had more or less bred some offspring during this long period of time. Although they were beasts, they had 7 emotions and 6 desires like humans, and had deep feelings for their bloodline. For the sake of their own offspring and the tribes behind them, the giant and demon kings had no choice but to grit their teeth, regardless of the damage to their magic weapons, and directly sacrifice their own magic weapons to meet the 9 powerful formations that were smashed at the red kite demon queen. The red kite demon queen also waved her hand and threw out the natal talisman she was sitting on. The natal talisman grew in the wind, and the spiritual light flashed. It immediately turned into a phantom of a golden elixir perfect red gold bear that was not much different from the red kite bear queen, blocking the red kite bear queen. Afterwards, the red kite bear queen took out several dozen 3rd level defensive talismans and stuck them on her body as if they were free, transforming into countless defensive light curtains. But all this was in vain. The 9 seal magic weapons that attacked were of extremely high grade, and they were a set of magic weapons. Moreover, as a formation weapon, they were blessed by the formation. The combined power of the 9 seals was enough to be comparable to 70% of the power of a full-strength attack by an early nascent soul cultivator. The power of the nascent soul true lord was not something that a mere golden elixir demon beast could resist. The magic weapons that the demon king had cast, as well as the red kite bear queen's life talisman and defense talisman, were all crushed by the 9 huge seals in an instant, and then hit the red kite bear queen's body fiercely, directly forcing out a drop of blood incarnation left on her by the red kite's strong Taoist companion, the red gold bear king. A phantom of a red gold bear with a pseudo-infant cultivation level of more than 130 to 40 feet appeared immediately. The bear also roared, "Who dares to touch my wife?" But the 9 seal magic weapons responded to it. Its huge body was immediately beaten back by the 9 seal magic weapons. It was shattered before it could last for 3 breaths. However, the 9 seal magic weapons still had 1 or 2 points of strength left, and they also hit the huge red kite bear queen fiercely. The bear queen failed to dodge in time and was directly hit and vomited blood. Chapter 818 The mysterious person who set up the formation. Then, the still arrogant bear queen flew backwards like a kite with a broken string. The 9 seal magic weapons that were as big as a hill took advantage of the victory and pressed it hard to the ground. 9 deafening roars were heard, and the wasteland was shaken by the 9 seals. But at this moment, a quasi-4th level magic weapon 7 aura and a pseudo-infant realm aura came from under the 9 seals. The next moment, a majestic force slowly lifted the 9 seals. You are worthy of being the Taoist partner of the Yuanying Demon King. You have a quasi-4th level defensive magic weapon. It just so happens that I am missing one. It seems that I can't let you go today. A joking voice came from the center of the wasteland. 9 seals merge into one. Then, the 9 seals, each with only 10% or 20% of its power remaining, suddenly flashed with countless dazzling lights, and merged with each other, turning into a huge seal that was more than 200 feet in size. Its aura had therefore reached the quasi-4th level, and was even several times stronger than the aura of ordinary quasi-4th level spiritual treasures, and was only a hair's breadth away from being a 4th level spiritual treasure. Before 3 breaths had passed, the seal had crushed the resistance under it. A sound of breaking also rang out. Then came the painful wail of the red kite demon queen. Before the sound had even fallen, her life force dissipated into smoke. When the seal was lifted up, in addition to the 9 large grooves on the ground that were smashed by the seal magic weapon, there was also a pile of muddy flesh and blood. Obviously, that was the red kite demon queen. The 19 demon kings around were panicked when they saw this. The red kite demon queen was the Taoist companion of the Yuanying demon king of the Red Gold Bear clan, and her status in the Red Gold Bear clan was extremely high. Once the news of today's incident spread, the demon kings present would definitely not have an easy time. At this time, a tiger demon at the peak of the late Jinden stage saw the huge seal of the 9 seals combined into one. Although the aura was extremely amazing at the moment, its surface was covered with cracks. The spiritual light of the surrounding trap that trapped them gradually dimmed. It immediately had a guess in its heart. Immediately, it roared at the demon beasts. That seal array weapon is a disparate attack that consumes potential. It won't be long before the array weapon is broken. And the array weapon is the core of the array. If the array weapon is broken, the array will disintegrate automatically. If there is no threat, follow me to break the magic weapon. Now, the only way for us to leave this place is to kill the person who set up the array. Otherwise, even if we leave here alive, the Red Gold Bear Demon King will not let us go. After saying that, it took the lead and used the method of enhancing strength to transform into golden elixir perfect cultivation, urging various spells to attack the seal magic weapon. The other demon kings also knew the seriousness of the problem and did the same. Previously, their magic weapons were all knocked away and severely damaged. However, the seal magic weapon was a combination of 9 seals, with extraordinary power, which was not something that those spells could resist. As the seal magic weapon trembled slightly, it quickly smashed towards the demon kings. However, in just 10 breaths, 5 more giant and demon kings were smashed to death. By this time, the seal magic weapon was on the verge of breaking, with countless cracks all over its body, and the spiritual light flashing on its body became particularly dim. This magic weapon also stopped at that point, and flew rapidly to the center of the wasteland and landed on the top of a mountain. There was a middle-aged man with a yellow robe, black hair, a momentum as stable as Mount Tai, and extremely clear eyes. The seal magic weapon stopped in front of this person. As this person raised his hand and waved, the seal trembled slightly and split into 9 again. However, these 9 seal magic weapons were all covered with cracks, just like the previous one. This person looked at the 9 extremely worn-out seal magic weapons and muttered. With the addition of the red kite bear, we killed 6 demon kings, which is a good harvest. It is worth it for me to consume the essence of the Wu Earth Meteorite Array and activate the 9 seals combined attack. And in the future, if I want to restore these 9 array instruments to the state of complete victory, I am afraid it will be a bit difficult. In the future, its grade will probably drop back to the 3rd grade upper grade, and it will no longer be as powerful as it is today. Then, this person raised his hand and took out a formation plate, and withdrew the large formation arranged in this wasteland. The 9 seal array instruments of this formation have been severely damaged, and the formation arranged with this array instrument as the core has also greatly reduced its power. If he continues to keep the formation open, it will be difficult for the formation to trap the monsters here for a long time. It may be broken by the monsters, which will increase the injuries of the 9 seal array instruments again. This is something that the person does not want to see. Then, this person turned into a beam of light and quickly fled to the place where the monsters were, intending to take away the red kite demon queen and 5 other golden core demon kings who had just been killed. At this time, tens of thousands of miles away, Ling Yanhong, who was attracted to watch the huge changes in the formation in the wasteland, was extremely shocked when he recalled the powerful killing of the enemy by the formation. At this moment, he also discovered a trace of the person who set up the formation, and with the help of the pupil technique, He saw the person's face. Dao Liao Liu Haojin, the Yuanying seed of Xianxing sect. I didn't expect that the backup left by Xianxing sect in my Yan state was actually this Dao Liao, and this Dao Liao quietly arranged such a powerful formation in the wasteland. If you think about it this way, when my Ling family destroyed the Wanqiao sect, seized the Ling family's mountain territory, obtained a third-level spiritual vein, and officially became a golden elixir force, it was a bit strange that this sect sent this high-ranking Dao Liu Haojin to my Ling family to do the small matter of collecting rent. I'm afraid that Dao Liu Haojin came to my Yan state in the past to arrange the huge quasi fourth-level formation just now. Thinking of this, Ling Yanhong's heart was suddenly overwhelmed. Decades of calculations, just for this day, this Xianxing sect really has everything in its hands. He also became worried about his own family. Although the three major immortal sects in the northern wilderness cultivation world are willing to see the Ling family become stronger, the Ling family's upper sect Xianxing sect is afraid that it is unwilling to do so. If the formation set up by Liu Haojin, the Yuanying seed of Xianxing sect, was aimed at the Ling family, I'm afraid the Ling family would all die miserably. This also made Ling Yanhong secretly make up his mind. The higher the level of the formation, the stronger it is. Today, the whole family must support Penguin to comprehend the third-level formation. Otherwise, if the high-level formation master of Xianxing sect sets up a formation outside my Ling family's territory to ambush us, I'm afraid we won't be able to detect it. And the demon kings in the depths of the wasteland also realized that the one coming to them was Liu Haojin, the only formation disciple under the command of Xianxing's engine of the Yuanying sect of Xianxing sect, and they also knew Liu Haojin's name and strength. The formation here was also removed, and they could take the opportunity to leave. But the Red Kite Demon Queen fell here, and they didn't dare to leave here at all. They could only grit their teeth and use their physical strength and various magic to kill Liu Haojin, who was rushing towards them. However, all these methods were blocked by the light curtain of the third-grade superior natal formation, Xianxing Maiden Great Formation, that Liu Haojin summoned. He then rushed into the group of monsters and successfully snatched the corpses of the Red Kite Demon Queen and 5 other Golden Core Demon Kings whom he had just killed. He left the place without any hesitation and did not fight for a long time. Although he was strong, if he stayed here for too long, he might be besieged and killed. Chapter 819, The Demon's Fear Retaliation. Although Liu Haojin can now arrange a quasi-fourth-order formation, he can only use various formation materials and the ground veins to arrange it. It is still difficult to engrave such formations on the formation flags and formation plates, and directly use the formation flags to arrange the formation. This also makes it difficult for his natal formation flag to enter the quasi-fourth-order realm, but it will soon. It is estimated that in another 10 years, he will be able to do that. At that time, Liu Haojin will use this formation to stabilize his original heart and try to overcome the nascent soul mind and see if he can enter the nascent soul realm. Soon, Liu Haojin broke out of the encirclement of the demon beast army led by the 15 demon kings, but his natal formation also dimmed, and it was obvious that some damage had occurred. And he also rushed to where Ling Yanhong was. Seeing this, Ling Yanhong naturally hurried to respond. The superficial work still had to be done. The two soon met in the air. They did not talk too much, and turned around and returned to the Baiyun Mountains together. The 15 demon kings and a large group of low-level demon beasts in the wasteland could not catch up with Liu Haojin because of their speed, and could only roar with helplessness and anger. After they calmed down, a wolf demon in the late Jinden stage, among the 15 demon kings, asked the other Jinden demon kings around. Everyone, the Red Kite Demon Queen is dead, and it is difficult for us to kill Liu Haojin who committed the murder. Afterwards, with the cruelty of the Red Gold Demon King, he will definitely kill us, and maybe even refine us into pills. Or, we can also follow the White Cloud Spirit Fox clan who failed to protect the descendants of the Red Kite Bear Queen and caused their descendants to be killed by the Yan State cultivators. How about joining the Golden Winged Tiger clan? A turtle demon in the middle Jinden stage said worriedly at this moment. Back then, the White Cloud Spirit Fox clan was extremely powerful. Although there were not many Golden Core Demon Kings, the clan had not been developed for a long time. However, the clan was particularly good at formations. The White Cloud Spirit Fox King, who had reached the perfect Golden Core, was a third-rank superior formation master. It was because of this formation that the clan was protected by the Golden Winged Tiger clan. But we have not mastered the 100 arts. Will the Golden Winged Tiger clan protect us? The other dozen or so Golden Core Demon Kings around also showed some concerns. The Wolf Demon, who spoke first, with a gleam of wisdom in his eyes, spoke again. Although the two families of the Golden Winged Tiger clan are close neighbors, they have a deep conflict because of the third-level Jin'ai Obeo iron ore vein that was located at the junction of the two families tens of thousands of years ago and contains several pieces of fourth-level spiritual iron. As long as there are enough Demon Kings and we bring a lot of key training and foundation-building demon beasts, the Golden Winged Tiger clan will definitely be willing to accept us, and this clan will certainly be willing to see us, the Demon Kings who were originally under the command of the Red Gold Bear clan, go to their clan, so that the strength of the Red Gold Bear clan can be weakened. Previously, the Wolf Demon proposed that all demons join the Golden Winged Tiger clan, and it was for this reason that he wanted more Demon Kings to go with him. After the Wolf Demon said this, the other 14 Giant and Demon Kings present began to be moved. After the Turtle Demon in the middle stage of the Giant expressed his willingness to go with the Wolf Demon, the other Demon Kings also spoke up one after another to express their willingness. The Wolf Demon in the late Giant stage looked like he spoke again. Since we are leaving, we need to take away all the spiritual creatures in our original tribe. Otherwise, even if our tribe successfully settles in the territory of the Golden Winged Tiger clan, I am afraid that life will not be easy. The fellow tribesmen who stayed behind in our tribe also need to be informed of the departure, otherwise they will live in dire straits in the future. The other 14 Demon Kings immediately agreed. Immediately, several demon tribes with multiple Golden Elixir Demon Kings left a Golden Elixir Demon King to lead the millions of key training and foundation-building demon beasts on the ground to the Golden Winged Tiger clan first. The other Demon Kings, regardless of the consumption of spiritual power, performed escape techniques, wanting to rush back to the tribe before the Red Gold Bear clan wanted to punish them and vent their anger. At the same time, 10.20 million miles away in the north of Xianxing country, deep in the thundering mountains under the Red Gold Bear clan, there is a top of a third-grade spiritual mountain. Not long ago, the Red Gold Demon King of the Red Gold Bear clan was severely injured by the Heavenly Star True Lord and the Red Flame Fire Phoenix, and 1/3 of his flesh and blood was burned. At this moment, he is in a cave here, using the spiritual energy in the mountains to recover from his injuries. This area of thundering mountains covers a vast area, covering millions of miles, with tens of thousands of spiritual veins and extremely rich spiritual objects. This rich area was originally the territory of the Thunder Yuan Depan clan, the left and right arm of the Red Gold Bear clan, but since the Yan State joined forces to severely damage the Thunder Yuan Depan clan, this area has been taken over by the Thunder Rat clan, which has also successfully been promoted to become the new right and left arm of the Red Gold Bear clan. As a result, this clan has a very high status among the major Giant and Demon clans under the Red Gold Bear clan, and there are very few Giant and Demon clans that can match it. On weekdays, this clan also garrisoned this border for the Red Gold Bear clan to prevent the Xianxing sect in Xianxing from making any small moves. Since the start of the Monster Beast Rebellion, this area has become a temporary base for the monsters under the Red Gold Bear clan to attack the Xianxing kingdom. Because of the defeat in the first battle with the Xianxing sect, the monsters under the Red Gold Bear clan retreated to the Thundering Forest and relied on the 4 third-level spiritual veins deep in this area to garrison. If the Xianxing sect monks attacked, they could also use the 4 third-level spiritual veins to build a defense line to resist the counterattack of the Xianxing sect. As for giving up this area directly, it is completely impossible. This area is vast and has many spiritual veins. Even if the Red Gold Bear clan despises this place, they will not easily give it up and hand it over to their enemy, the Xianxing sect. Moreover, behind this area is the Red Gold Mountain range where the Red Gold Bear clan lives. Once the Thundering Forest is occupied by the Xianxing sect, whether it is this Monster Beast Rebellion or the future Monster Beast Rebellion, the Red Gold Bear clan will have a hard time. At this time, the Red Gold Demon King trembled in his heart and opened his eyes immediately. Countless angers suddenly appeared on its ferocious face. It immediately raised its head and roared countless times, and even used its strong arms to pound the ground to vent its anger. The whole sacred mountain was shaken. If there was no quasi-4th level formation in the mountain to stabilize the foundation of the mountain, I am afraid that the mountain would be collapsed by the Red Gold Demon King. After a long time, it finally stopped. Just now, It not only sensed that the drop of blood incarnation left on its Taoist partner Qian Xianghao was destroyed, but also Qian Xianghao was wiped out. For thousands of years, although it has many wives and concubines, Qian Xianghao has always been its upright Taoist partner, and it has never changed. It also has a deep affection for Qian Xianghao. In addition, the Red Kite Bear Queen had extraordinary intelligence since she was young. Her intelligence was greatly developed when she established her foundation, and she was not inferior to the Golden Core Demon King. Therefore, she had a very high talent in the art of spiritual talismans. She was also the only quasi-4th-level talisman maker among the Red Gold Bear clan and even the dozens of Golden Core Demon clan under her command. She was able to refine a powerful quasi-4th-level spiritual talisman that was at least comparable to the full force of a true lord in the early stage of the nascent soul. It can be said that the Red Kite Bear Queen had a strong strategic significance for the Red Gold Bear clan to fight against the Xianxing sect and even the other demon clans in the northern wilderness cultivation world. Now, with the death of the Red Kite Demon Queen, the source of high-level spiritual talismans for the Red Gold Bear clan was directly cut off. Using one meant one less. Under such circumstances, how could the Red Gold Demon King not be angry? Chapter 820, The Revenge of the Red Gold Demon King. At this time, the Golden Core perfected Red Gold Bear, who had been guarding the Red Gold Demon King outside the cave and was full of twilight, walked into the cave where the Red Gold Demon King was. Brother Red Gold, what happened just now? Why did you make such a commotion? The Red Gold Demon King had a gloomy face, took a deep breath, and said in a deep voice while suppressing countless anger, "My wife Qiyuan is dead." The Twilight Red Gold Bear couldn't believe it and said in surprise, "What? How could Sister Qiyuan be dead? Isn't it carrying the quasi-4th-level Red Gold armor of the clan? With its spiritual talisman skills, how could anyone kill it unless it was a Yuanying's engine?" The Red Gold Bear in front of him was a member of the same generation as the Red Gold Demon King, but the Twilight Red Gold Bear had not entered the Yuanying realm, and his lifespan was not much left, but the Red Gold Demon King had a very good relationship with it, and the Red Gold Demon King also explained in a calm voice. "According to what I saw when the drop of blood essence I left on my wife Qiyuan was destroyed, my wife was killed by a quasi-4th-level Wu-2 meteorite array arranged with the power of the earth veins." The Twilight Red Gold Bear heard this and his eyes trembled. Although the quasi-4th-level Wu-2 meteorite array does not look strong, if this array is arranged based on the earth veins, it can draw the source of the earth veins deep underground and forcibly increase the power of the array to the 4th-level power. However, the cost of opening this array is also very high. Once this array is opened, the earth veins where it is located will definitely disappear into smoke. In the next tens of thousands of years, I am afraid that there will be no spiritual veins or spiritual objects born in that place, and even ordinary plants will be extremely difficult to grow. I am afraid that the land will also turn into a piece of yellow sand. If it is this formation, then it is no wonder. Brother Chijin, do you know who set up this formation? I will definitely skin him alive and torture him for 100 years. Then, the dying Chijin Bear said angrily. Because he and the Chijin Demon King were of the same generation, he spent more time with the Qian Demon Queen. On weekdays, his descendants were also well taken care of by the Qian Bear Queen, the housekeeper. Now that the Qian Demon Queen was in trouble, how could he stand by and watch? The Chijin Demon King said coldly. I don't know, but in the entire northern wilderness Immortal Cultivation world, there are only a handful of formation masters who can use the earth veins as a force to arrange a quasi-4th-level Wu Earth meteorite array, and the person who would ambush my wife in Yan State during this period of monster chaos must be a formation master from the Xianxing sect without a doubt. In the Xianxing sect, the only one with that level of formation skills, besides Old Dog Xianxing, is his dog disciple Liu Heojin. Old Dog Xianxing was fighting with me just now, but his disciple has never appeared. When the dying Red Gold Bear heard this, a bit of fear appeared on his angry face, but it quickly disappeared. Brother Chijin, Liu Heojin of the Xianxing sect killed the Qian sister, and he will certainly not be able to return to the Xianxing kingdom from the Yan kingdom quickly. Brother, you are the only Yuanying's engine of our clan, and you need to stay here. Leave Liu Heojin to me. Even if it costs me my life, I will make sure that he can never return to the Xianxing sect, and use his life to sacrifice to the soul of the Qian sister. But Brother Chijin, I still have a concern. That is the boy Qiming among my heirs. He has good talent. I hope you can take care of him in the future." Hearing this, the Chijin Demon King felt a little more satisfied. He had told the old bear about the Qian Bear Queen before. One reason was because they were close, and the other was that he wanted him to go for revenge on his behalf. "Don't worry, Qi Ming is a talented kid, and has entered the ranks of the Jinden Seeds in the clan. As long as he works hard, I will pave a road for him to reach the Jinden perfection." The old bear's eyes lit up with joy, and he kept thanking me. Then, he left the cave alone and headed straight for Yan State. The Red Gold Demon King came out of the cave and looked towards Yan State. His ferocious face was now a little more tender. "Qi Yuan." On the other side. Yan State. Deep in the territory of Qingshi Ridge. The Qingshi Mountain, which has a third-level lower-grade spiritual vein and is thousands of feet high, is now besieged by more than 300,000 demon beasts. Among them are 5 Jinden Realm Demon Kings. The remaining Jinden Perfection Lion King and the Jinden Late Lion Queen of the Ice and Snow White Lion clan next to the Qingshi Ridge are among them. The other 3 Demon Kings are a bird, a crane, and half a dragon. They all have the middle stage of Jinden, and they are very powerful. They are also the helpers that the Ice and Snow White Lion clan has found through the Red Kite Demon Queen. Half of the low-level monsters here were also brought by the 3 Jinden Demon Kings. The 3 Demon Kings are from several monsters with multiple Jindens around the Ice and Snow White Lion territory. In the early years, the Ice and Snow White Lion clan wanted to take the opportunity to destroy the Ling family. The battle caused the Ice and Snow White Lion clan to lose more than 70% of their low-level monsters, leaving only about 100,000 low-level monsters. After more than 10 years of reproduction, the low-level monsters of this clan have grown to 150,000. Under the attack of such a large number of monsters, if it weren't for the protection of a third-level middle-grade formation with formation tools on the Purple Scorpion Mountain, I'm afraid it would have been broken long ago. The Purple Scorpion Mountain is also full of cultivators, and at a glance, there are nearly 20,000 of them. Among them, most of the cultivators were from the pseudo-alchemy family Liang family in the Purple Scorpion Ridge area and the Jiu family, the foundation-building family. The Liang family and the Jiu family were originally the Golden Elixir families in the territory of the Yuan Kingdom Li family. They have a strong foundation and many members, with 6 or 7,000 each. The remaining several thousand cultivators are from the Yin-Yang family and the Ling family, the real owner of this area. Although the Yin-Yang family has always been a foundation-building force and has never produced a golden elixir cultivator, this family has been in the world of immortal cultivation for 1,000 years. After years of development, the number of cultivators in this family is nearly 3,000. Although the number of cultivators sent by the Ling family to garrison this area is the least, only 2,000, the Ling family sent 2 golden elixir to sit here, namely the third-level lower-grade formation master Ling Pengyun and the alchemist Ling Chengxin. Although the cultivation level of Ling Pengyun and Ling Chengxin is the same as that of Yang Siki, the golden elixir of the Yang family, they are both only at the first level of golden elixir. However, with the help of the formation, even Yang Siki and Liang Mingtu, the fake elixir cultivator of the Liang family, were no match for Ling Pengyun. Ling Chengxin had a third-level medium-grade magic weapon and several third-level low-grade magic weapons in his hands. With the power of the magic weapons alone, he could fight against Yang Siki and Liang Mingtu. For this reason, both the Liang family and the Yang family obeyed Ling Pengyun's orders, and the Jiu family, which had not yet produced a golden elixir, dared not say much. As for the Purple Scorpion Mountain with a third-level spiritual vein, it was occupied when Ling Pengyun led the 3 families of cultivators to drive away a foundation-building perfect monster that originally sat here at the beginning of the Monster Rebellion. Originally, most of the low-level spiritual veins in this area were occupied by the 4 major families of Ling, Liang, Yang, and Chu. The Monster Beast Rebellion was approaching, so the Monster Clan naturally did not dare to send the Golden Core Monster King to sit in the mountain, lest it be besieged and killed by the 4 families' cultivators when the Monster Beast Rebellion began. That's why they only sent a perfect foundation-building monster to sit in it. The 4 families also used this mountain to build a defense. The third-level superior earthly evil curtain formation with formation tools in the mountain was set up by Ling Pengyun, a third-level formation master, in a short time. This formation is a large defensive formation, and there is only one defensive formation tool, which was exchanged by the Ling family in the early years when they participated in the battle between good and evil, and spent a lot of war exploits. Chapter 821 Mimicry Magical Weapon Array. However, although the Purple Scorpion Mountain is protected by this high-level formation, it is temporarily worry-free. However, there are too many monsters attacking from outside the mountain, and there are also powerful giant and perfection masters such as the Ice and Snow White Lion King. The spiritual energy produced by the third-level lower-grade spiritual vein in the Purple Scorpion Mountain is not enough to support the opening of the Earth Demon Transformation Curtain formation alone. Ling Pengyun needs to continuously transfer spiritual stones into the formation to maintain this formation. Under such circumstances, the spiritual stones in Ling Pengyun's hands are rapidly consumed. When she came here, she brought a total of 180,000 spiritual stones, of which 100,000 spiritual stones were given by the Yang family and the Liang family respectively. The Chu family, which is still a foundation-building force, has recently been very concerned about the Ling family because the Liang family, which is in the same situation, has produced a fake dantian run. They also took the initiative to hand over 30,000 spiritual stones to the Ling family as war preparations. The last 50,000 spiritual stones are Ling's own. The top of the Purple Scorpion Mountain. Ling Pengyun, who is in charge of the formation in the mountain, frowned as he looked at the storage bag that was becoming flatter and the formation that was protecting the sacred mountain. It has only been a few hours since the start of the war, and nearly 10,000 spiritual stones have been consumed. If this continues, I am afraid that the spiritual stones in my hand can only last for about 20 days at most. After 20 days, the formation in the mountain will be without the huge spiritual energy in the spiritual stones. The power will be greatly reduced, and it will be broken by the more than 300,000 monsters outside the mountain sooner or later. The Bayun Mountains are more dangerous than this place. I am afraid that Grandpa Yunhuang and his men will not be able to support this place in a short time. I can only use the trump card that Sister Xie left for me to see if I can resolve this predicament. After saying that, she patted the storage bag on her waist and took out 3 huge black coffins from it. There were 3 drawers, and the lid of the coffin was blown away. Countless turbid demonic energy also spread out from it and swept around, accompanied by strange howling sounds. 3 lions, which were dozens of feet big, covered with steel color and lifeless, but not like puppets, with demonic energy and lively eyes, also rushed out. Upon closer inspection, their figures were not much different from the Ice White Lion King and the Ice White Lion Queen in the outside world. These 3 lions were made by Ling Pengyun with the help of the corpses of 3 ice white lions killed by Yan Sidai and the people of the Black Mountain Zhao family in the early years. They were all in the early stage of the golden elixir. However, their strengths were not weak. They were made by relying on the top-level middle-level iron and steel Zuanbing corpse refining method. Therefore, their intelligence still retained 50% to 70%, and they had the ability to fight independently. And they could also activate the magic weapons they refined during their lifetime to resist the enemy. Moreover, because they contained a large amount of spiritual iron in their bodies, they were several times stronger than their bodies in life. The ice attribute magic they were born with was also more powerful because of the help of the mysterious ice of the corpse. Under such circumstances, the 3 ice white lion beast puppets were 20% to 30% stronger than the demon kings of the same level, and each of them had the strength comparable to the 4th level of the golden elixir. With this strength, they directly used various magic weapons and the mysterious ice magic to temporarily resist the 3 middle-stage golden elixir demon kings who were found by the Ice White Lion clan outside the mountain. The alchemist Ling Chengxin, Yang Siki of the Yang family, and Liang Mingtu, the fake elixir cultivator of the Liang family, who had previously used the defense of the formation to barely slow down the offensive of the 3 demons, also broke away and could help Ling Pengyun to block the Golden Elixir Perfect Lion King and the Golden Elixir Late Lion Queen. Although the difference in cultivation between the 2 sides was huge, and the attacks of Ling Pengyun and others could not pose a threat to the Lion King and Lion Queen, it was no problem to use the formation to slow down their offensive. The pressure on the defensive formation of Purple Scorpion Mountain was greatly reduced, and the number of spiritual stones consumed was reduced by nearly half. If nothing unexpected happened, the spiritual stones in Ling Pengyun's hand, combined with the spiritual veins in the mountain, could at least keep the formation open for more than 40 days. This situation also made Ling Pengyun very happy. On the contrary, The ice-white Lion King who was attacking the mountain showed a bit of worry. If we continue like this, I'm afraid there will be a lot of trouble. And this place is particularly important. If we evacuate, the rich territory of the Ling family and the more than 10 million mortals under their command will not be used to refine pills and create a giant and demon king. In this case, the things I originally prepared to use against the enemy, the Black Mountain Zhao family, can only be used now. Then, it called out to its Taoist companion, the late giant and lion queen, and the other 3 giant and middle-stage demon kings who came to help. Use that thing. As soon as the words fell, the Lion King opened his mouth and spit out a formation plate with an aura as high as the 3rd level upper grade, and 36 formation flags. The Lion Queen and the other 3 giant and middle-stage demon kings heard the call and summoned 9 formation flags respectively. In this way, there were as many as 72 formation flags on the scene. Moreover, the aura and appearance of these 72 formation flags were as if they were carved out of the same mold, obviously a set. As the 5 demon kings transferred their spiritual power into the formation flags and formation plates, the formation flags and formation plates suddenly flashed with spiritual light. They spun around and quickly flew to all directions of the purple scorpion mountain, forming a large formation that enveloped the purple scorpion mountain. In addition, the formation also conjured up a white cloud that was hundreds of feet large and emitted countless cold air in the sky above the purple scorpion mountain, which enveloped the entire mountain. The entire spiritual mountain became dark, as if it had lost the sun. At this time, Ling Pengyun, a formation master, also noticed something was wrong. She looked at the white cloud in the sky above the purple scorpion mountain and felt a breath of a magic weapon. Could it be a mimicry magic weapon? After Ling Pengyun recalled it, her eyes trembled and a bit of surprise appeared on her face. If it is really a mimicry magic weapon, and it has been refined into a formation weapon, the purple scorpion mountain is in trouble this time. Mimicry magic weapons are a very special kind of magic weapon, extremely rare. They do not have a normal shape like ordinary flying swords and magic shields. Instead, they are like the white cloud above the purple scorpion mountain. They may be all things, clouds, rivers, or even trees. However, without exception, the power of mimicry attack magic weapons far exceeds that of magic weapons of the same level, and the attack methods are strange and extraordinary. The difficulty of refining such magic weapons is also extremely high, and the materials required are also extremely high. At present, even the Ling family has not mastered such a powerful mimicry magic weapon. Ice arrow rain. Fall. The voice of the ice and snow white Lion King resounded through the world. The white cloud in the void above the purple scorpion mountain trembled, and suddenly countless ice arrows with power at least comparable to that of second-level magic fell down, hitting the black evil curtain array on the purple scorpion mountain and causing countless tiny ripples. The flickering light of the array gradually dimmed. Chapter 822 Family Visitors. But the ice and snow white Lion King did not stop. When it opened its mouth, it spat out the ice and snow flying sword, the treasure of the ice and snow white lion clan. This sword was made by the first white lion of the ice and snow white lion clan, who had reached the golden color perfection 5,000 years ago. It was made with the help of the 1,000-year-old black ice and according to its own mental method. After that, this sword was nurtured by the Ice and Snow White Lion clan's successive patriarchs, and its grade reached the 3rd grade upper grade realm. Its aura is more than 20% stronger than ordinary magic weapons of the same grade. I am afraid that if it is nurtured by the Ice and Snow White Lion clan for thousands of years, this sword will have the opportunity to enter the level of a quasi 4th grade spiritual treasure. In addition, it is worth mentioning that this sword was severely damaged by Zhao Beigang, the patriarch of the Black Mountain Zhao family, who had achieved the perfection of the golden elixir during the monster rebellion 100 years ago. However, after 100 years, the Ice and Snow White Lion King also used the ice energy contained in the 3rd level upper grade ice spirit vein in the clan land to successfully restore the sword to its full victory. Now this Ice and Snow White Lion King, with the help of the power of the blood in his body and the years of warming this sword, is no different from his master and can fully exert the power of this sword. Moreover, the Ice and Snow White Lion King is also a rare sword cultivator who has comprehended the realm of swordsmanship to the 3rd level for many years. He is one of the most famous sword cultivators in the Northern Wilderness Immortal Cultivation world. At the same time, the Ice and Snow White Lion King's expression condensed, An infinite sword intent burst out from his body, causing the ice and snow flying sword to constantly revolve around the ice and snow white lion king. The ice and snow white lion king also followed suit and transferred his sword intent and spiritual power into the ice and snow flying sword. The sound of a sword suddenly resounded through the air, and the flying sword of ice and snow suddenly grew to a size of 140 feet, and nearly 10,000 long threads of sword energy as thin as hair appeared around the flying sword. Go! After the ice and snow white lion king shouted at the purple scorpion mountain with countless murderous intent, the flying sword of ice and snow suddenly turned into a torrent of sword light with thousands of long threads of sword energy, and also bombarded the large formation of the purple scorpion mountain. However, surprisingly, both the huge flying sword of ice and snow and the thousands of long threads of sword energy around it had extremely strong power to break the gang. After a few washes of this huge torrent of sword energy, it actually created a small crack in the black evil curtain formation of the purple scorpion mountain. The countless ice arrows and feathers that appeared from the ice and white cloud formation created by the 5 demons outside the mountain, as well as the 300,000 demon beasts outside the mountain, were also controlled by the ice and snow white lion king at this moment. They all spent their spiritual power to bombard the crack, expanding it. In just a few breaths, the crack was already several feet in size. Many demon beasts near the crack took this opportunity to directly break into the mountain and rush towards the nearest cultivator. Fortunately, the cultivators in the mountain were all from the 4 major families of Ling, Pengyun, Yang, Lang, and Chu. They were all experienced in combat and could not be compared with those scattered cultivators of the fish, dragon, and emperor. Those demon beasts that broke into the formation were easily killed by the cultivators. Ling Pengyun, who was at the top of the purple scorpion mountain and presided over the formation, saw that the army of demon beasts no longer took the approach of a protracted war to wear down the formation in the mountain as before, but took the approach of a strong attack. She suddenly felt sad again between her brows. The Golden Core Perfection Demon King has a lot of cards. I underestimated them. But according to the current situation, the advantages brought by the appearance of the 3 Golden Core Beast puppets will also be turned into nothingness. I am afraid that the formation in the mountain will not last more than 3 days. Helplessly, she could only take out a large number of spirit stones from the storage bag and send them into the black evil transformation curtain formation in the mountain as she did at the beginning. The formation in the mountain had enough spiritual energy as support, and it repaired the damaged parts of the formation in a short time. But this is not a long-term solution. This also made all the cultivators in the purple scorpion mountain feel bad. The atmosphere of the entire purple scorpion mountain became gloomy. Time passed slowly. In just 1 day, Ling Pengyun's storage bag, which originally contained 180,000 spirit stones, only had 100,000 spirit stones left. This matter also made Ling Pengyun even more worried. There were nearly 20,000 cultivators in the purple scorpion mountain. Once the formation in the mountain was broken, the nearly 20,000 cultivators in the mountain were no match for the more than 300,000 monsters in the outside world. At least 99% of them would die here. Even Ling Pengyun, whose strength was comparable to that of a 3rd-level giant and cultivator, did not dare to guarantee that the formation in the mountain would be broken and he could get out. In addition, the geographical location of the purple scorpion mountain was also particularly important. This mountain was the only 3rd-level spiritual vein in the purple scorpion ridge, and it was also the first line of defense in the Ling family's Lingxiao Mountains. Once this mountain fell, 99% of the cultivators in the mountain would be destroyed. The Ling family would also have difficulty in having spiritual veins and enough cultivators to build a stronghold in this area again to resist the revenge army led by the Ice and Snow White Lion King. The loss of this area would become inevitable. At that time, the Ice and Snow White Lion King could drive straight in and directly kill into the Ling family's mountains behind the Purple Scorpion Ridge. According to the information Ling Pengyun has obtained so far, because the family has deployed heavy troops to the more dangerous frontier areas of the An State, the Bayun Mountains and the Zixi Ridge, there are no giant and cultivators in the Ling family mountains where the family is located. Only Elder Ling Pengyun has a demon corpse in the early giant stage. This strength is a few points weaker than the current cultivators in Qingshi Mountain, so how can it resist the invasion of the Ice and Snow White Lion King? If this mountain is lost, I will definitely become a sinner of the family. And in 2 days, if the ancestor Yun Hong and others stationed in the Bayun Mountains are unable to come to support and resolve the crisis here, I can only use the life-saving item left by my master. Ling Pengyun touched the storage bag on her waist and secretly made up her mind. The master she mentioned was naturally the great elder of the Kanglan Baha'i sect, who was worshipped by Lei Yun's Hunren when she was in the Kanglan Baha'i sect because of the formation, and was also a quasi-4th level formation master. But at this moment, an eagle cry came from the direction of Lingxiao Mountains. Standing on the top of Qingshi Mountain, Ling Pengyun and Ling Changxin felt very familiar. They turned their heads and saw a green light flying rapidly from the sky in the direction of Lingxiao Mountains. In terms of speed, it was probably only a mid-stage giant and cultivator could reach it. After a closer look, the two found that the light was a big rock covered with green feathers. There were 2 cultivators sitting on it, one of whom was Ling Yanhong, the head of the Ling family, and the other was wearing a red Taoist robe and a black veil, not revealing his face, but even from tens of thousands of miles away, one could feel his murderous aura, and the aura of a middle-aged cultivator in a mid-stage giant. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 823 Gathering of 12 Golden Cores. Ling Yanhong, who is the leader of Dantian, also shouted to Purple Scorpion Mountain at this moment. Taoist Zhao Yuanqian, Taoist Zhao Beidong, don't hide anymore, it's time for you to take action. An old voice with a bit of surprise suddenly came from Purple Scorpion Mountain. Taoist Yanhong, aren't you stationed in the White Cloud Mountains on the front line of Yan State? How come you came to this area only one day after the monster beast chaos? Did the White Cloud Mountains have a big battle? Ling Yanhong simply replied. We'll talk about it later. Please quickly take action to entangle the Ice and Snow White Lion King in the Perfect Giant Realm, the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen in the Late Giant Realm, and the other 3 Monster Kings in the Middle Giant Realm, so that they can't escape. Okay. The old voice in Purple Scorpion Mountain appeared again. The next moment, among the nearly 20,000 cultivators in the mountain, 2 inconspicuous key training cultivators suddenly burst out with a huge aura that swept all around. Their bodies also changed, turning into an old cultivator and a middle-aged cultivator. The old cultivator was Zhao Yuanqian, the chief elder of the Black Mountain Zhao family, who had made an appointment with the Ling family before the monster rebellion to kill the remaining Lion King and Lion Queen of the Ice and Snow White Lion clan together. The middle-aged cultivator was Zhao Beidong, the younger brother of Zhao Beigang, the Giant and Perfection clan leader of the Black Mountain Zhao family. The two had the same father and mother. Their parents were both giant and cultivators, and their parents gave birth to the 2 of them. However, the age difference between Zhao Beigang, the head of the Zhao family, and his younger brother Zhao Beidong was about 200 years. In addition, Zhao Beidong's aptitude is also very good. He has 2 spiritual roots, and with the help of Zhao Beigang, he condensed a superior golden elixir when he entered the golden elixir. He is only over 200 years old now. There is a great probability that he can enter the late stage of the golden elixir in the future, and there is also a chance that the golden elixir will be perfect. As early as half a month before the start of the Monster Beast Rebellion, the 2 of them came to the Ling family from the Black Mountain Zhao family of Shiangxing country, and under the arrangement of Ling Yanhong of the Ling family, they hid and became Ling family cultivators, and entered the team stationed in the territory of Qingshi Ridge, in order to find an opportunity to severely injure the 2 Ice and Snow White Lion Kings and Ice and Snow White Lion Queens who might invade the territory of Qingshi Ridge. If the 2 monsters did not come, the 2 of them would not show up. Beidong, there are low-level cultivators around here. It is not easy to act here, otherwise the aftermath caused by us will be enough to kill those low-level cultivators around. Zhao Jiayin, the old-looking elder of the Zhao family, called out to Zhao Beigang on the side. Zhao Yuanqian was the oldest member of the Zhao family, and was considered Zhao Beidong's uncle. Okay. Zhao Beidong nodded in response. The 2 of them also turned into 2 beams of light, soaring into the sky, leaving the place where the low-level cultivators were, and flew to the top of the Purple Scorpion Mountain where Ling Pengyun and others were, and immediately sacrificed various magic weapons to intercept the powerful Ice and Snow Flying Sword magic weapon shot by the Ice and Snow White Lion King, as well as several magic weapons sacrificed by the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen. At this time, the Ice and Snow White Lion King outside the mountain also discovered the traces of Ling Yanhong, The red-robed cultivator, the Zhao family elder Zhao Yuanqian, and Zhao Beidong, who came riding on the big rock. It was startled at first. Just now, it did not notice that Zhao Yuanqian and Zhao Beidong were in the purple Scorpion Mountain. If it had noticed the two, it would have activated the Ice and Snow White Lion Clan's clan guarding formation, the Ice and White Cloud formation, and the Ice and Snow Flying Sword, the clan guarding treasure, to attack the purple Scorpion Mountain formation without considering the consumption of spiritual power. The consumption of activating these two objects is extremely high, especially the Ice and White Cloud formation, which is a top-grade third-level formation, which consumes a huge amount of spiritual power. Even the Ice and Snow White Lion King alone can hardly support the opening of this formation for a long time. Only with the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen and the other three middle-stage Giant and Demon Kings working together can it last longer. And because it activated this formation and the Ice and Snow Flying Sword for nearly half a day, even if it took several spiritual power recovering pills in a row, its spiritual power was only about 30% left. Although the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen and the other three middle-stage Giant and Demon Kings did not need to activate the Ice and Snow Flying Sword, they had more spiritual power left, but they only had about 50% to 60% of their spiritual power left. If it were just this, it would be fine, but they had just taken many precious pills to restore their spiritual power, and their meridians had reached their limit. If they were forced to take them in a short period of time, their meridians would also be damaged. Under such circumstances, the cultivators had one more Feng Yingpeng in the early stage of the Golden Core, three Ling Yunhong in the middle stage of the Golden Core, the mysterious red-robed cultivator, Zhao Beidong, and Zhao Yuanqian, who was at the peak of the 9th level of the Golden Core. It would be very bad for them to attack the mountain. The Ice and Snow White Lion King also had a bit more worry on his face because of this. It was impossible to leave directly. Who knows what will happen after this retreat? Maybe there will be more cultivators stationed in the purple Scorpion Mountain, or the demons on the front line of the White Cloud Mountains will be defeated. Moreover, this time it took a lot of effort to lead more than 300,000 demon beasts to attack the black evil curtain array on the purple Scorpion Mountain, which had been there for a long time. It even used the Ice and White Cloud array that took 100 years to accumulate ice energy. Once this formation is used, it will consume the ice power in the formation. Once the ice power is consumed, the power of this formation will be greatly reduced, and it will take enough time to be used again. Although this formation has serious shortcomings, if it has enough ice power to help, its power will be much stronger than ordinary formations of the same level. Relying on this formation, the Ice and Snow White Lion King is also confident that the Black Evil Curtain formation in the Purple Scorpion Mountain can be broken in at most one day. By then, the nearly 20,000 monks in the mountain will become its food. As a third-level top-grade alchemist, with the help of the Demon Clan's alchemy, it can completely refine those monks into a beast-forming pill comparable to the 5 elements golden pill, and there is a certain probability of creating a golden pill monster king. In addition, apart from Zhao Yuanqian and Zhao Beigang, no other Zhao family golden pills appeared in the Purple Scorpion Mountain. Zhao Beigang, the head of the Black Mountain Zhao family who injured its magic weapon 100 years ago, did not come either. It suddenly breathed a sigh of relief. Now, there are quite a few human giants here, 12 in total. There were originally 7 giant warriors in the Purple Scorpion Mountain, including Ling Pengyun, Ling Chengxin, Yang Siki of the Yang family, Liang Mingtu, a fake Dan realm cultivator, and 3 beast puppets of the Jiandan stage. Zhao Yuanqian, who had just appeared at the 9th level of Jiandan, Zhao Beidong, who was at the middle level of Jiandan, Ling Yunhong, who was still riding on the Dantian, the red-robed cultivator, and the Jiandan Dantian they were sitting on, totaling 5 Jiandans. If Zhao Beigang, who was at the perfect level of Jiandan of the Zhao family, also came, the Ice and Snow White Lion King himself could not guarantee whether he could survive, and his Taoist partner, the Lion Queen, had no hope of survival. Then, it thought about it carefully, and thought of the talisman that it bought from the quasi-4th level talisman maker Red Kite Demon Queen with its money and property when it entrusted it to help invade the Yan state more than 10 years ago. It felt more confident. Then, its eyes became firm, and it glared at Zhao Yuanqian, the elder of the Zhao family, who used several magic weapons to block its own ice and snow flying sword. Zhao Yuanqian, you killed so many golden elixir monster kings of my family back then, and you dare to appear in front of me. This time I will definitely kill you and commemorate the soul of my family's golden elixir monster king. Chapter 824, Blazing Fire Formation. You are not worthy. Zhao Yuanqian, the elder of the Zhao clan, who was at the top of the purple scorpion mountain, heard the Snow-White Lion King's angry curse and responded coldly. Then, he no longer concealed his strength and directly sacrificed his own life magic weapon, the lava gourd, from which he summoned a large amount of lava true fire and fired it out. The Ice-White Lion King had set up the Ice and White Cloud formation to attack the Purple Scorpion Mountain formation, which had already consumed a lot of energy. The remaining energy was just enough to support it to drive its life magic weapon, the Ice and Snow Flying Sword. In this way, facing Zhao Yuanqian's fierce attack, it was a little overwhelmed by its golden elixir perfection. Ling Pengyun and the others who were in the mountain also looked at the sudden appearance of Zhao Yuanqian and Zhao Beidong with surprise. Obviously, they did not know about the arrival of these two people. However, soon, they returned to normal and began to cooperate with Zhao Yuanqian and Zhao Beidong to resist the monsters outside the mountain. At this time, Ling Pengyun's Feng Yingpeng, along with the clan leader Ling Yanhong and the mysterious red-robed monk, finally arrived within the 10,000 li boundary of the Purple Scorpion Mountain. This distance was within the range of their three divine consciousness. Ling Yanhong also shouted at this moment. To Zhao Taoists, it's time to set up the formation. Pengyun, sacrifice the 6 formation flags I gave you before. After saying that, he and the mysterious red-robed monk who was sitting on Feng Yingpeng's back sacrificed 6 formation flags with fiery red patterns. Zhao Beidong, who was in the middle stage of the golden core in the Purple Scorpion Mountain, also sacrificed only 6 formation flags. However, Zhao Yuanqian, a 9th-level golden core monk who was also in the mountain, might have a higher cultivation level. Not only did he sacrifice twice as many formation flags as Ling Yanhong and others, a total of 12, but he also sacrificed a formation plate. When Ling Pengyun saw the formation flags sacrificed by Ling Yanhong and others, his eyes lit up. It turns out that the 6 formation flags that Grandpa Yanhong gave me half a month ago were prepared for today. Then, she also summoned 6 formation flags with fiery red patterns. Her 6 formation flags look similar to the formation flags offered by Ling Yanhong and others, and the aura was the same, obviously a set. These 6 formation flags were given to her by Ling Yanhong, the clan leader who was in charge of all family affairs during the Monster Beast Rebellion half a month ago. As for the purpose of the formation flags, Ling Yanhong did not say. Not good, leave quickly. At this time, the Ice and Snow White Lion King seemed to recognize those formation flags. It roared angrily, stimulated the spiritual power of its whole body to drive the Ice and Snow Flying Sword, and knocked away several magic weapons that surrounded it. Then its body exploded and retreated, trying to get away. Since you are here, don't even think about leaving. Zhao Yuanqian snorted coldly, and actually opened his mouth and spit out a large amount of blood essence directly on his 3rd-level upper-grade life magic weapon, the lava gourd, causing the gourd to flash with spiritual light and anger. The power of the lava fire gushing out of it was even stronger. Even the lava fire turned into a sea of fire, and just one roll engulfed the Ice and Snow White Lion King. Zhao Yuanqian, whose essence and blood were consumed too much and whose face was a little pale, pinched his hands at this moment and entered a special spell into the array in front of him. The Fiery Flame Array. Start. As the special array trembled, the 36 array flags of the same lineage that were sacrificed in the surrounding sky suddenly scattered and spread across the 30,000 li radius of the Purple Scorpion Mountain. Countless array patterns also emerged from those array flags and merged together to form a large array that enveloped the surrounding 30,000 miles. The next moment, the array shook, and a long red flag magic weapon suddenly appeared. Countless array power quickly poured into it, helping it to transform into countless fiery flames and condense into a giant fiery wolf. Its appearance was somewhat similar to the Black Mountain Zhao family's guardian spirit beast, the Blazing Fire Wolf, which was at the 9th level of the Golden Core realm. However, this fiery giant wolf's cultivation was higher, reaching the pseudo-infant realm. And its size were extremely agile, like a living creature. And the fact was indeed so. This fire wolf was the source of the soul of the Blazing Fire Wolf, the first guardian spirit beast of the Zhao family thousands of years ago, which was at the perfect Golden Core realm. It was transformed with the help of the power of the Zhao family's formation, the Fiery Fire Formation, which was the formation of the Zhao family. At the same time, the powerful pseudo-infant firewolf did not delay any longer, and attacked the Ice and Snow White Lion King, who was trapped by Zhao Yuanqian's lava true fire. The Ice and Snow White Lion King was originally troubled by the lava true fire, and now there was another powerful firewolf attacking it, and it suddenly felt a little fear in its heart. Back then, Zhao Beigang, the head of the Zhao family, had used this formation to severely injure its ice and snow flying sword. Immediately, it opened its mouth and offered the quasi-4th level Red Spirit Bear transformation talisman that it had obtained from the Red Kite Demon Queen in the early years. A roar of a bear suddenly resounded in the air, and the talisman also transformed into a phantom of a red gold bear with the same pseudo-infant realm cultivation. The bear also easily tore through the lava fire encirclement of Zhao Yuanqian and quickly faced the firewolf transformed by the formation. The two immediately collided and fought with each other, and countless flames and spiritual lights suddenly scattered, and the entire sky became gorgeous. However, before a few moves, the phantom of the red gold bear transformed by the talisman became extremely transparent, as if it would dissipate in the next moment. However, the firewolf transformed by the formation did not change, and it still looked majestic. However, Ling Pengyun, one of the 5 people who maintained the formation, had only the initial stage of the golden core realm, and did not have much spiritual power in her body. The few moves she had just made to maintain the firewolf had drained all her spiritual power. Fortunately, Ling Pengyun was a formation master, and she was also the host of the Black Evil Transformation Curtain Array in the mountain. She could use the power of the 3rd level formation to draw some spiritual power from the Black Evil Transformation Curtain Array as her own power, and together with Ling Yanhong and the other 4, she could maintain the formation open. If it were a single person, it would not work. And this is why Ling Yanhong gave Ling Pengyun the 6-sided fiery flame array. At this time, the Ice and Snow White Lion King also mobilized the Ice and White Cloud Array to come to help the Red Gold Bear Phantom. With the combined power of the two, they quickly reversed the occupation and severely suppressed the pseudo-infant realm fire wolf that was transformed by the fiery flame array. After all, the Ice and White Cloud Array and the fiery flame array are of the same level. The Ice and White Cloud's formation was aided by a red gold bear phantom. However, the Ice and White Cloud's formation did not attack the purple scorpion mountain, which greatly reduced the pressure on the black evil transformation curtain formation on the purple scorpion mountain. The weak parts of the formation that had been hit were also recovering rapidly. The formation also quickly became solid. At this time, Ling Yanhong, who was on Fenggying Peng, and the mysterious monk in red robes, who were thousands of miles away, suddenly appeared with 8 giant realm demon corpses and beast puppets. Among them, 3 were in the middle giant realm, and 1 was in the late giant realm. The 2 of them also commanded 4 demon corpses and beast puppets respectively and killed them out. Chapter 825, Destroying the 5 Demons. Afterwards, the 2 of them simultaneously put their hands together and performed the Ling family's famous top-level lower-level magical power fire wolf, swallowing the moon. 2 fire wolves comparable to the 7th level giant in cultivation level suddenly appeared. The mysterious monk in red robes also offered a magic fan depicting a fire dragon. He raised his hand and waved it, and a fire dragon in the middle stage of giant and quickly jumped out of it. Ling Yanhong then cast a spell and activated the middle-level magical power Pure Yang Treasure Fire. In an instant, countless attacks suddenly rushed towards the Ice and Snow White Lion King, and the Lion King, with the help of the magic talisman and the merits of the formation, immediately dissipated into smoke. The 2 sides also fell into a protracted battle. But within a dozen breaths, as the Red Spirit Bear transformation talisman offered by the Ice and Snow White Lion King was broken, the Ice and Snow White Lions also fell into a disadvantage. Their Ice and White Cloud formation alone could not withstand the joint attack of the 8 demon corpses, the Fiery Flame formation, and Ling Yanhong and others. Soon, a crack appeared in the Ice and White Cloud formation. The clan leader Ling Yanhong's eyes lit up, and he pinched his hands. His 3rd grade upper grade Thunder Yuan flying sword magic weapon suddenly turned into a lightning bolt, flashed across the sky, and hit the crack in the formation, expanding it, penetrating into the formation, and killing the weakest giant and middle stage snake demon. Although the snake demon quickly used the defensive magic weapon to block the attack, Feng Yingpeng showed his power at this moment and used the Wind Shadow Cone, the lower level magical power he obtained from his blood when he entered the golden elixir. The mysterious red-robed monk also used a third-level middle-grade flying sword magic weapon, and cooperated with a Thunder Yuan flying sword to smash the snake demon's defensive magic weapon and cut off the demon's head. Its golden elixir was also suppressed by the Thunder Yuan flying sword and brought back to Ling Yunhong. As soon as the snake demon died, the ice and white cloud formation arranged by 5 demon kings above the middle stage of the golden elixir suddenly darkened and had defects, and its power was reduced by at least 30%. Under such circumstances, this formation was no match for Ling Yunhong and others. In addition, without the golden elixir snake demon to maintain the formation, the spiritual power of the 4 demon kings such as the Ice and Snow White Lion King was drawn by the formation more and more. More and more cracks appeared on the ice and white cloud formation. Ling Yunhong, Feng Yingpen, and the mysterious red-robed monk also took this opportunity to kill another giant and middle-stage demon king. Zhao Yuanqian, Zhao Beiduang, Ling Pengyun and others in Qingshi Mountain also killed a giant and middle-stage demon king together. As a result, the only giant and demon kings left outside the mountain were the Ice and Snow White Lion King in the giant and perfection realm and the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen in the giant and late stage. What's wrong with this Ling family? Why are there so many demon corpses? The Ice and Snow White Lion King looked at the 8 demon corpses beside Ling Yunhong in the distance and cursed in his heart. Then, it and the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen used the method of strengthening strength together, raising the hypocrisy to the pseudo-infant realm and the giant and 9th level realm respectively. Only then did they rely on the power of the 2 to stabilize the broken miasma of the cold ice-white cloud formation. But the Snow White Lion King and the Lion Queen knew that the method of strengthening strength could not be maintained for a long time. They both simultaneously performed the middle-level magical power of the Snow White Lion clan, Snow Roar. The 2 lion roars resounded throughout the world. With the combined power of the 2, even the cultivators in the pseudo-infant realm would be affected. This also caused the spiritual consciousness of the cultivators in the Purple Scorpion Mountain and Ling Yunhong and others thousands of miles away to stagnate, and all kinds of attack methods also stopped in the air. Run! The Snow White Lion King roared at the Lion Queen, turned around and turned into a beam of light and flew away quickly. The Lion Queen followed closely behind. However, just when the Purple Scorpion Mountain fell into peace, the jade pendant hanging on the waist of Zhao Yuanqian, the great elder of the Zhao family who was at the 9th level of the golden core, flashed with spiritual light and suddenly broke, and his blurred eyes became clear. It's a pity for this treasure, Zhao Yuanqian said with regret. The jade pendant was bought by the Zhao family of Black Mountain from this Hongzhouxiuxin world, specifically for the purpose of killing the Ice and Snow White Lion King and Lion Queen. It was a 3rd-grade high-quality magic weapon that could resist the attack of spiritual consciousness. Zhao Yuanqian gritted his teeth and directly consumed his limited lifespan, as well as his blood and spiritual power as the source, to perform 3 different methods of enhancing strength, which raised his strength to the realm of golden core perfection, and his cultivation was not much different from the realm of pseudo-infant. Evil creature, you still want to run? Come and die. The lava gourd, the middle-level life magic weapon beside him, flashed with fire, and even appeared on it. There were tiny cracks, and the fire emanating from the bottle mouth was also extremely strong, as if there was some terrifying existence that was about to burst out of it. In this instant, the bottle mouth directly shattered, and the raging lava true fire burst out crazily, like a cloud of fire, quickly sliding across the sky to block the escape of the Ice and Snow White Lion King and the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen. Although the 2 also used the method of strengthening their strength, their cultivation was greatly improved. Zhao Yuanqian's attack methods could not hurt them, but they were enough to entangle them for a long time. After a few breaths, Ling Yunhong and others also broke free from the restraints of the Ice and Snow Roar and woke up. Follow me, activate the formation and refine those 2 damned lions to death. Zhao Yuanqian roared at this moment, and used the method of strengthening his strength even more desperately. His strength also officially entered the realm of pseudo-infant. The power of the blazing fire formation activated by him and Ling Yunhong and others also increased greatly. Countless flames transformed by the formation rushed into the body of the formation firewolf frantically, enhancing its strength. The Ice and Snow White Lion King and the Ice and Snow White Lion Queen were simply unable to resist. They were defeated in just 100 moves and were killed one after another. The group of low-level monsters under the Purple Scorpion Mountain saw that their backbones were gone, and they panicked and fled back to the Monster Clan territory. Cultivators in Purple Scorpion Mountain, Leave the mountain quickly and follow me to catch up with those low-level monsters." Ling Yanhong, who was riding Fenggying Pen, shouted loudly. Then, he and the mysterious monk in red robe took the lead to kill into the group of fleeing low-level monsters. These low-level monsters are all wealth. Every time they kill one, the Ling family can use the materials on them to refine a few spiritual objects. The nearly 20,000 cultivators in Purple Scorpion Mountain naturally did not dare to disobey the order of Ling family patriarch Ling Yanhong. They also followed Ling Pengyun in the mountain and left Purple Scorpion Mountain together, using various means to chase after those monsters. In the next few days, Ling Yanhong and others relied on the large number of giant in combat power to chase and kill the group of low-level monsters for nearly tens of thousands of miles, and actually completed the feat of annihilating more than 300,000 low-level monsters. This also made Ling Yanhong very happy. According to his calculations, the spiritual materials on these low-level monsters alone were enough to be worth more than 3 million spiritual stones. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.